when I get ready to do my canning, I'm gonna go with what she said and what she did, and I'm gonna watch this video again because I've seen plenty of videos, but for some reason or another, things were not connecting. But you made it so plain. That's why another thing, another reason why I was so impressed with your
Oh,
videos.
thank you.
And people, because of the weather that we're having, these tornadoes and all these storms and the power going out, you need to listen to the way she's preparing for, whatever what may. Because we don't know. We don't. We
Yeah, we
had
don't.
who was that just came through here the other day? The other storm. We
Beryl. Oh, there's another one. That what is
was
the
it
new
what,
one
Debbie
that's
what,
just
going?
hit.
Debbie.
It's still hitting. She's still doing some stuff.
Yeah,
Mm,
but we thought we were gonna get hit bad here in Georgia, and they were saying, "Oh, Central Georgia," and either people here leave,
Well,
and all.
Savannah got hit really bad, and
Really,
oh,
South Carolina, Charlotte, South Carolina got hit really bad.
Oh, really? I need to call my
Yeah,
cousin.
Savannah got it bad, and Charlotte, and is
Okay.
expecting for it to turn around and come back through Charlotte.
Debbie. Okay, growing what I
Lisa,
eat. How you
come
doing?
on
Growing what
up.
I eat. Debbie. Her name was Debbie.
hello, David.
Hey,
Hey,
David.
Um,
Grocery.
can we get somebody to drop her channel so that they can go back and watch the video?
It's Jamaica Life. So if they type in Jamaica Life, I should come up. Even type it in Jamaica,
Uh
they'll
huh.
find me.
Spell your name for him.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Jamerica, and the channel is Jamaica Life.
Oh, okay. And Jane Doe dropped it already.
All
Oh,
right.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Jane. She be on it.
Yeah, she dropped it a long time ago at nine
Oh,
thirty.
okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
gardening with Lisa, how you doing?
Now, where did you the book you have? Where did you find your book?
I bought it on Amazon. There are several books, but this is just, I mean, it says Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. And it has a bunch of recipes in it. If you want to follow the recipes, you can. But all I do is like I'll go there and I'll look up like seafood and I'll just figure
Mhm.
out how much time I need to leave that joker in there. And it'll tell you. And like it says, place jar and pressure canner, adjust level, lock lid, bring to a boil, medium heat. I mean, these books will tell you exactly how to do it. It's not as visual as someone on YouTube, but from what I
Right.
can see on YouTube, the only one that there's two ladies that I used to follow, and they're really good. Homestead Heart and this other lady named Red. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she's still around, but those two are they're pretty good. Yeah, they're good. But I do it myself now, and I just use the book since I know the technique. All I need to
Right.
know is the times and how long I need to leave that stuff in a pressure canner in order for it to be shelf stable. And another thing, even if you do follow the book, because sometimes those cans fail. So if you put too much stuff on top of it, because I stack them about too high, sometimes the lid can pop off. Every now and then, a little pop off. So the best thing to do before you eat it is to smell it. I always smell it. So
Thank
Hey,
you,
I
official
Abaya.
Jamia. Hey, Netta's Nest. How y'all doing?
Hey,
Go
Gloria.
ahead.
Hey, Nellis.
Now, see,
Thank you
that's
for
my
Oh,
coming.
problem.
and
I'm
Gloria and
scared
Tiff. How
that
you
I
doing?
might do something wrong, and I don't want to poison or hurt nobody.
That's why you follow the timelines that are in the ball cannon guide versus what someone says. Because there are people pressurizing things that are not approved. Example, you're not supposed to, they say, you're not supposed to can milk. I do it, but I ain't going to show nobody else how to do it because
Right.
that could make somebody sick.
Right.
But if the can seal fails, you'll know because it's gonna come off. The lid. You don't leave the lip, or you don't leave the ring on there, you take that ring off. And if the lid comes off, you'll know because it's probably going to smell up your house, first of all, because it's going to start rotting, and then it'll just fall off when you start moving it around. So it's easy. Never leave the ring on the can for that reason, because sometimes, people, if you leave the ring on, if that stuff, if the lid comes off, what'll happen is the ring will cause it to look like it's called a false seal. So you take the ring off and let it just sit there without a ring. Let me go and get a can so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, while she's doing that, I see we have Miss No Shoulder, the famous Miss No Shoulder. I call her Miss No Shoulder. Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing? Thanks for coming.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, official Jamia.
Hi, officially, Jamia.
Hello, Salon Diva. FR Humphrey is here. Why
That's
isn't
what you're
she
talking
here?
about?
So here's the can, right? And this is the lid. You see that there's no lip on here? Some people would leave it like this because we're used to seeing bottles like this. Never, ever, ever leave this thing on. Always
Right.
take it.
Oh,
And if this thing fails, you'll know because all that stuff, this lid will be off. In order for me to get this thing off, I have to use the can opener. And when it opens, another thing, when you open it, it's supposed to make a sound like a pop inside, like it's depressurizing. Because in this can, the pressure has condensed, and there's a bubble on this lid that depresses when the pressure, the pressure in the can decreases. So always take this thing off. The only time I leave these things on is if I'm transporting from one place to another, and then I just put it on there lightly so that the lid doesn't come off, and then I take it off and make sure that this thing is sealed. See?
Oh,
I
okay.
never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So,
every time I've seen them, everybody have the lid still on them.
Some people don't want to store these things, but how are you going to know if this thing fails if you have this thing on and holding it down?
Right.
All of
That's
this
right.
around here is going to become corroded, and it's going to be a false seal, and you're not going to know that you got rotten food in here.
Lord.
If you don't put this thing on there, you don't have that problem. Because if this lid fails, it's just going to slide off, and you'll know.
Right.
So,
Did you address the question?
what question?
I have it posted up here. I thought you couldn't smell it if it had poison, and she was talking about the botulism.
Botulism happens when you have a false seal or if you don't pressurize it for the amount of time that you need to pressurize it. Example, if I had chicken, it's going to be about 75, 90 minutes. That's why you use this thing to make sure that you get the correct timelines. I've been eating this stuff for a long time. I'm not keeled over yet. I haven't ended up in the hospital. And when you take the lid off, it's supposed to make that sound. You listen for
Right.
that. And then you sniff it. I just sniff it as a precaution, but you don't have to do that. As long as it makes that sound, you should be good to go. And if you're pressurizing it yourself, I actually trust my stuff more than the store stuff because
Okay.
you don't know what's in there.
Because
You
what's in it.
should,
Right.
because I work at a food manufacturer, and so trust your stuff better than you trust theirs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because I found a grasshopper in a can of green beans one time.
Oh,
Wow.
stop. Oh, Lord.
Yes,
The thing
ma'am.
is, the inside of those cans is sprayed with chemical.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
So this is a bottle that I wash. You know that this is glass, and that if you wash the bottle, this hopefully there's no chemicals in this because it's glass.
Right.
So I trust my stuff more than I trust them because I've been watching all these recalls and that stuff. I wanted to make a sandwich the other day, and I was buying some turkey meat, and I thought to myself, am I gonna end up in the hospital behind a turkey sandwich? Because
Right.
everything's being recalled, and we
Right.
don't find out until it's too late. Until I don't know, thousands of people have ended up in it, and listeria is real.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It is.
So
Hey, D Mood. Yeah. So and you bought turkey. Was it deli meat that you bought?
yeah,
And this was before the recall.
recently.
Recently.
Recently, and they said, and I said to myself, is this stuff going, because they don't know. I asked my Amazon, and I said, is it good, is this type of deli meat good? And the app said, basically, eat it at your own risk. We don't know.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
It's an
That would have been a no.
ongoing thing. They said that they don't know how many companies were affected by the listeria outbreak, and listeria can kill you.
Right.
So I'm sorry to
Yeah.
say that word, but that's what it does.
Yeah. Some people have died. I did a report, and some people have actually died from this
Yeah.
area. And so it's bad when the government continuously put out the warning. That's so people won't go buy it. So I just tell people, my opinion, I stay away from deli meat. I
What
just
I
stay away
did,
from it.
so I asked, I'm gonna say her name, Alexa, because I don't have her on right now. I asked her, I said, how can I make sure that if this meat has listeria on it, that I won't get, sick? And she said, heat it up. I shouldn't have ate it though. If I had to do that, I shouldn't have ate it.
You ate it at with
I,
the
I
after the
made a
gas.
sandwich. I heated it up. I fried that. I fried it was a bologna. I fried the turkey before I
Hmm.
put it on the sandwich. Heated it up super hot, just to make
Right.
sure that if there was any kind of bacteria on it, that heat would kill it. But I
Yeah.
Right.
shouldn't have had to do that, because I could have
Right.
cooked my own turkey.
That's right.
Going through all this stuff and worried, eat my sandwich thinking that this could be my last meal.
See, but you gamble. But they do say to heat up to
Thank God
what
it's not for me.
360.
You heat
Yeah,
it up to what?
I think it's 360. Did you knock yourself out? Oh, there you are. Somebody left. Who left? Everybody here?
Uh,
I lost my
Rashid,
phone.
what her name?
Rashida? Yeah, you 360 degrees, I believe. Hi, Black Guns and Garden. Yeah, I'm
Rashida
biased
probably
LLC.
dropped
Said
off.
grasshopper just extra protein. I
Hi,
don't
guys.
think so.
Guys, she's out here.
Lord have mercy. A
I don't
It,
grasshopper.
think
it was
so.
it wasn't no protein I wanted.
Wow.
Hey, Food Force
Hey,
Permaculture.
badass
How you
93
doing?
Stain. Thank you for coming in.
I need
Hey,
to smoke.
badass. 93 stain.
Oh, hey, food forest permaculture. Oh, Lordy.
There
Who
you
wanted
are.
to eat some grasshoppers?
I'm back.
Where she at? There you go. You know,
That would have freaked me out. That would have freaked me out way
we
too
we
It
much.
we gonna
did.
let Monique pray over all our food. She said a powerful prayer at the end of her live the other day, and I was like, that girl, boy, I tell you, she's a praying little mama. You can
Listen,
tell she's raised up in a blessed family.
Hi, Food
bless,
Forest.
bless the Lord.
Yes, you
Y'all are
did,
talking
bless the
about
Lord.
food and recalls. It's a long
Hey,
process.
D Mood.
You
and
go.
and you would think that the government has control, but it's really up to the company for certain
Mhm.
things to meet a certain criteria, because it costs so much money to do an actual recall. So there's
Mm.
like a soft process where they see how much they have in warehouse, then they'll see how much they have at the store. And if they can get it without letting the public know, that's what they're going to try to do long before that they let you know. So that's why
Wow.
the process is so long, because they have to go through and have tests, and then they want to find out why. Because if there's ever a lawsuit, there's always has to be a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I say trust yourself. You already know if you pick up something, somebody tell you it's good, but you smell it and it stink, you ain't about to eat it.
Mm-mm.
So trust
I know.
yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. God gave us all good sense.
Amen.
Right.
Woo, Jesus, help me, Lord Jesus. Ooh.
I got stories. I was sitting here just like, I can't tell them all the stories I have. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't tell your story.
You,
What's your story?
I
Enlighten
want
Oh,
to
me.
hear it.
it's plenty of them. You can find cell phones, feathers, twigs, people messing over whether it's the equipment, the materials, the produce. That's all I'm saying. Whenever you eat something that you didn't make, you put your life in somebody else's hands.
And
That's true.
yeah,
Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a canned product or frozen product, you are really trusting them with your life.
That's
That's
true.
true.
That's
That's
true.
right.
Especially when they're talking about rat droppings and rice. That's going to be a video for tomorrow, and roach pieces and stuff. I was just too thrilled.
Mm-mm.
You know,
they
I
say
mean,
they say we eat a bunch of bugs every year, no matter what. There ain't nothing you can do
mhm.
about it. But I would much rather, grow my own okra and wash it with some salt water and can it
Right.
up than go to the supermarket and be exposed to God knows what. Because
True.
yeah, this was exposed to air, but I know this came from the ground, and at least I know that it was, it's not alive right now, but it once was. Some of that stuff is not even food; it's fake.
Yeah,
Right.
So
Manufacturing. Right.
And the
yeah,
color, a lot of the color is not even true colors. You know, if
yeah.
when you I'm trying not to tell myself because I still need my job. When you look at stuff in the store in the glass and you're like, oh, it has this beautiful color. But when you can it at home and it doesn't have that color, that's because the corporation added the food dyes to it
Mhm.
to make it
right,
look a certain way.
right,
Right.
And
Right.
so,
I
yeah.
talked about that with the chicken because I cull chickens occasionally, and when I do that, mainly roosters. They've all been roosters. When I do that, I look at the meat and it doesn't have any fat on it. And it's not pink. It's like a darker colored meat than what I see in the supermarket. It's totally different. And
right.
I'm like, okay, well, why is the meat at the supermarket? I mean, it has a big old glob of fat on it and
Mhm.
it's a different color. It
Because
don't make any
the chickens don't range. They're bred in a spot. Those chickens do not move. That's why a lot of
Mhm.
times when you get chicken legs, if anybody eat chicken legs or leg quarters, they're
Mhm.
broken because you have this fat chicken on legs that never walked. They never
wow.
moved. And then when
Mhm.
you have like your beef and things, they add food dyes to it. But this started way back. Anybody ever watch the History Channel's Foods That Made America?
That's it. That's
So
it. I have to watch it.
they do a short introduction on one of them. It's interesting, and it's somebody else's perspective. But when we began to leave farms and come to cities, people in the cities didn't really have food, and so people were selling spoiled milk, and they were adding things to it to make it look white and do
Mm.
all these things. So this stuff has
Mm.
always been going on, but now it's sort of kind of government controlled that they're only using safe things to keep your food refrigerated or different things. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
a
just
lot of when
remind
people
me of
say, "Oh,
something.
this meat was red," I'm
She's
like, and when
frozen.
you take that meat off that cow,
Let me
that
talk
meat
while
is
she's
not that
coming
red.
back on.
Uh-uh.
Example, if you when I buy bread from the supermarket, I have bread right over there that'll last a week or so. If I make fresh bread,
It'll be still
it
in two
goes
days.
moldy in 3 days. And I'm like, so why is that bread still here 7 to 10 days later with not a speck of mold on it? But I make fresh bread and I can't keep it in the house. What's the
Mhm.
difference?
Mhm.
Preservatives,
Artificial.
Yeah.
What's that they got in there? Artificial stuff and additives
additives, and preservatives, things
and
you can't.
preservatives.
Mhm.
And like
That's
Metal
why
Smith
you can
says, it's so
find.
true. We consume, we are the consumers. We purchase with our eyes. So true. They give us what our eyes want,
That's
pretty and
right.
convenient.
Right.
Mhm.
We shop with our eyes.
Yeah,
And for
yeah,
convenience.
yeah. Convenience is
And
big.
convenience.
We got real lazy.
Mhm.
Real. I was when I grew my apples and I was showing people on the video. I said, "No, look, you probably wouldn't buy this in the store because it has
I saw
blemishes."
that video.
Yeah. My pears, they have blemishes. So
Mhm.
because you've been trained to buy pretty and perfect, and that's
And
not the truth.
shiny.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Hey,
Three to
Heavy.
five milking goats for milk, butter, and cheese. Good eating goat. All so they mow down the bush the brush for exposing the foreign food. That's Rhode Island red chickens or eggs and meat.
Mm.
Okay. Okay,
I
Jennifer.
have some
she's
Rhode
got-
Island Reds. Those are nice birds. They're nice.
Mm.
I have two of them, and they lay eggs often, and their eggs are brown.
Oh, really? So, do you have multicolored eggs coming to you every day, or so you
I
can?
have some light green eggs. I have white eggs. I have tan eggs, and I have brown eggs.
So you know
Oh.
which egg, which chicken laid what egg by the color.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
After a while, you start recognizing, especially the green eggs. I know
Right.
who does that. The brown eggs,
Right.
I know that's the Rhode Island Reds. And the beige eggs are usually my white birds.
Do you sell your eggs?
I'm getting ready to start.
Okay, I'll be your first customer.
I knew it was coming.
Where
Y'all
you
got
at? Aren't you in Houston?
Yeah. Hey, girl, travel for food.
I'll meet you in LaGrange or something.
Hey, look at here, road trip.
I think that or Katy, them two places are the midway.
Katie,
So, about how many eggs a day do you collect with 30 chickens?
Right now, not all of them are full grown. I think I get around 17. I took half of them out to that other place though. Half of them are out in the woods. I couldn't
Hey,
have them
Valerie,
keep
Chuck.
Half of them are in the woods.
Mhm. I have a little plot of land in the woods. We built. That's what we were out this weekend. Excuse me. We were out there this weekend. They're finishing the coop because I have too many here. This is not the area to have that many chickens, so I'm starting to rotate them out, move them out of here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're gonna keep what about 15 there and then 15 in another place?
I think I'm going to take most of them out there, and I'll
Mhm.
keep about 6 here, and they'll all be hens, no roos. Well, the roos are gonna, the roosters are getting ready to get culled. I don't need that many roosters.
The rooster's been busy. Hey,
They
uniform
are,
lady.
yeah, they are in poor hands. I feel bad for them.
Mm.
I feel bad for them
hey,
sometimes.
hey.
Hey, D. Lou. What's up?
Hello.
Hi, Ruth.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I saw your invite. I just woke up. I'm like a baby. I had to hate my nap.
That's okay. That means you can stay up late then.
Hey, Jamaica. Does Jamaica stand for Jamaican American? Because that's what I call my kids.
Sure does. My mother's Jamaican.
Okay, that's what I call my
Oh.
kids. I'm Jamaican. My wife is American. I call both of them Jamaican because I told them, I said, you're half and half. You're in two worlds.
Yeah, I forgot to say, she's a mixture of two beautiful worlds. Beautiful worlds. And you can tell by the way
Jamaica's
she's
beautiful,
growing.
but I wouldn't want to live there because they don't have the supplies that the United States has. So I go there to visit.
I
So
hear
I've been
that a lot.
I've been listening in the chat, and you hit on a lot of things that I often bring up. And one of the things that you just talked about was the bread. The last live I was in, I just brought that up. I'm like, because I bake my own bread. When you do go to the store and buy a bread, you're like, wait a minute, how is this thing lasting like 10 days? I know when I make bread, if I do not put it in the refrigerator after 2 days, that thing is going to go bad.
Yep.
So it goes back to what y'all have saying pretty much is like the young lady at the bottom with glasses on. What is it about it?
Rashida.
Rashida.
I like how she's talking about your food because when I lived in North Carolina, in Rayford, there was a chicken plant down from us, and occasionally they would give you tours. And I went and I saw how they do some of this stuff, and y'all would be shocked how your food is actually processed.
Handled.
Uh-oh.
So it goes back to this though. You can eat your food, but you have to take your preventive measures. That's why when they say wash your chicken, they're not playing. Wash your chicken.
Some people don't.
I know.
They think that cooking it is enough.
Gonna kill it.
I was Jamaicans, they wash your chicken.
Wash
Always.
your chicken.
Get some lemon juice or some lemons, some fresh
Hilarious.
lemons,
Yep.
or they use vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Mom used. something acidic to take whatever that is from the skin. You're not going to get it all, but it gets some of it off. So,
Yep. You want to save the life. This is something I tell my kids all the time. The life you save will be your own.
Right.
And when I was in charge of people, for the couple of times I was in harm's way, I used to always tell my people that the life you save will be your own. So I always used to say, if you're trying to save your life, that will automatically mean you'll save mine.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And
When they talk about washing chicken, my grandparents were in the Depression. So when, back in the day when you got chicken and bought food, may have hay on it, it may have grass, it may have corn. Food nowadays don't even have any of that in there.
I know.
None of that, because a lot of that stuff is not even outside. And I'm like, the only reason they think you can't wash it because you don't even know where food's supposed to come from.
Right.
But I've been washing my chicken for 50 years. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Keep washing my chicken.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, a lot of things that happened during the the event that happened in 2020 where they were telling people to do proper hygiene. I'm like, wait a minute, this is stuff that we were normally doing. What are y'all talking about?
Not
To
everybody.
find out that a lot of people
doing it.
did.
That's why they were buying sanitizer, because they wasn't washing their bodies.
Listen, we back to normal now, people not doing it. You go to a public facility and you go use it and you're washing your hand and you'll see somebody come in and they'll walk out and be like, wait a minute, you So again, it goes back to one, how people are raised. I had a nephew and he came and stayed with us a couple times during the summertime, and his mom said, you're a man, help me with him because he don't know how to wash himself. I'm like, well, first of all, you his mama. What you mean he don't know how to wash it? Did you instruct him? Because who taught me was my grandmother. I live with my grandmother in Jamaica. She'd be like, you better wash you better skin this and flip this and wash that and what. So anyhow, I said, okay, let me help her. So he went in the showers. I went in there with him and like, okay, show me how you wash yourself.
Jesus.
And that boy stood in one end of the tub, and the other end of the tub was the water. And he reached his hand out just to get a little water. I'm like, bruh, no.
No need.
So I had to give him a block of instruction. But we're laughing, but there is a lot of people that do not know how to wash themselves.
Good night.
And I'd like to say something because my brother taught me something. We were going, I wash my hands all the time, right? So in Austin, they had this thing where they didn't want you to wash your hands. They had this hand sanitizer near the doors at the restaurants. And my brother said the hand sanitizer, which is a chemical, is not going to kill any pesticide, insecticide, chemicals that you get on your hands. He said, always, even if they have hand sanitizer, do not use that because that's not going to do it for you. You could poison yourself from simply opening a door handle at a restaurant and using hand sanitizer because it does nothing to get rid of the chemical. The only thing that can get rid of the chemical is going to the bathroom and washing your hands with some soap and water.
Right. Hello, Shante. Yes.
You don't even have to wash your hands long. 30 seconds on the warm to hot water with soap, right? Even if you don't have soap, just rub them together. The reason why, and I was a lab tech for 7 years, and I used to teach laboratory science, right? The reason why you rub your hands together is the skin layers on your hand peel off.
Sorry, thanks for the rain.
You are constantly producing skin cells. So you're not losing them when you rub them off. And if you overuse those chemical alcohol sanitizers, it will damage your skin.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. People think that their hand sanitizers are safe, and they use that as an excuse for washing their hands. And I come across that all of the time. And I'm like, technically, after the first 2 to 3 times you use it, it's no good. It's not doing anything in the first place, but the little good that it may have been doing, it stops. They taught us that when I was teaching school. So, but
if you want to use it sanitizer, you know what you use? Hydrogen peroxide.
Yep.
I clean my counter with that. And bleach. If
The
you
mo-
like when I'm doing the chicken after I clean the chicken and I get chicken water all over in the inside of the sink, I just
Hmm.
back it up with some bleach and bleach the sink.
There
People,
you go.
a lot of the people who say, don't wash your chicken because the chicken water get all
That's
over the
because they
place.
don't clean their house. That's why.
I know.
That's why they nasty.
I don't know. Can you
Eek.
see it?
Mhm.
I was trying to put.
Well,
This
one
is
of the
a-
You
most
say they nasty,
one of the most
but they
effective
are.
bacteria and viruses that dead that you keep in your house is sodium hypochlorite. Anybody know what sodium hypochlorite is?
I don't know about that one.
Bleach.
Oh, okay.
That's the scientific name of bleach. It's called sodium hypochlorite. That's it. Because I worked one of the research facilities I work, can't name it, but we used to do HIV testing, AIDS testing, hepatitis testing. And when I first got there, I was like, okay, so how are we gonna destroy all this stuff? Everybody always thinks heat. Of course, heat does it, but bleach,
It makes stuff grow, right?
bleach solution kills everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bleach,
The other thing is, most viruses, guess what they love? Heat.
heat.
Heat,
They multiply.
right?
That's why whenever you hear about cold viruses and stuff, it's weird. I could go down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one go by me real smooth.
Okay,
Look at Monique up there laughing because she already know.
okay.
Well,
Look,
another thing is, I'm not a scientific mind. All right? I grew up around old people. And washing your hand, washing your body, cleaning out the sink when you're done washing your chicken. When they say, well, your whole kitchen is dirty, I'm like, how are you washing that chicken? Are you slinging it over your head and getting chicken water all on the walls? And then when you get done, you just not gonna wash? I don't understand the way these people think. And then it's like, your sink is dirty. Wash out the sink.
You
You
know,
got soap, you got bleach, you got hot water. Make it happen. How hard is
Oh,
it?
Lord.
When my grandparents lived to be in their 80s, and you telling me everything they did was wrong, but we the ones dying?
yeah.
Talk to me.
You know what? The most effective things you can do, and you don't have to do it every day and be OCD, but just take you a little bit of bleach in some water,
Hi,
right?
Serena.
And just wipe your doorknobs. Because how constantly do you go in and out your house? Just wipe your doorknob, wipe your refrigerator thing. I'm not saying do it every day, but once in a while, just sanitize those. Just what we call it is calling cutting down the disease carrying vector. Your doorknob is one of the most effective place. If remember when this thing happened in 2020, what were they worrying about? Money. That's bullshit. Because guess what? Virus needs a living host. So there was a lot of misinformation that was put out by the media. And God bless them, these media people are not medical. They were reading a script.
Mhm.
Me, who the federal government actually sent me to a school to learn all this stuff, because I used to work for the U.S. Army Biological Warfare. Me, who worked, they actually sent me to school. I'm sitting there listening to this stuff, and I'm actually telling my family the measures that they need to do to save their own life, right? If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you didn't. But a lot of stuff that people just was doing online and saying to people and stopping people and put the mask on and do this and do that, that was all nonsense. But you know what? Most of us, because I'm gonna put myself in it, even though I'm not, most of us are sheep. We're gonna go along with whatever they tell us, rather than saying, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Most people will not question what the government says or people that they think are in charge. And I'm not saying be that one that just wants to go anti this, but sometimes you got to make sense. And guess what? When you make sense of it, you ain't got to tell nobody. Just do your own thing.
Yeah.
You do not have to announce it. Here in Virginia, when all that stuff was happening, our governor put out a thing that told neighbors to spy on their neighbors. If you see your neighbor doing something, report it. And I was like, what the hell? Because we had curfews here. I don't know what y'all had in y'all state, but we had
didn't have that.
curfews here, right?
No, we
So
didn't.
you could go out in the morning for medication and food, and you had to be off the road by 6. And
Wow.
literally, because remember now, during World War II, that's what the Nazis did to the Jews. They had neighbors spying on neighbors. Guess what? We literally were doing that during the 2020 period here in this state. I don't know what happened in your state, but here,
No, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
It
we
wouldn't fly
had
from Texas.
we had a
No,
curfew
we didn't do that.
also.
Y'all was good in
I think
Texas. Y'all
ours
was
was
good in
8
Florida. I was
o'clock.
jealous.
That didn't fly in Texas, no.
Yeah, y'all was good in Texas and y'all was good in Florida. I was jealous. I wanted to be in one of y'all states
No,
The
we
only
had a
thing that
curfew here in the city.
initially, right?
Yeah, we have one here in the city.
Initially,
Wow. I didn't know that.
I think
right?
we had one here too in Houston.
Really?
Because I know the governor,
Yeah.
I know the governor
Yeah,
shut
you
that.
had to be in by 10 or something like that
No, that
Second-
didn't happen in
during that
Austin.
time.
Mm-mm,
I think
that did
ours
not
was
happen in
8.
Austin. As a matter of fact, a city worker, because I used to work for the city, a city worker got stopped by a police officer when this thing first kicked off, and they got in touch with him and told him to never do that again. Because there are essential workers out
Right,
that work,
right.
and they have to be out sometimes in the middle of the night, and no one should be stopped. So our director told us, if you all are going somewhere and someone stops you, get the police officer's badge name and all this stuff, because we do not want that to happen here in Austin. We didn't have that problem. The only thing that we did have here was that if you left Texas, they didn't want, when you came back, they didn't want you to come out your house for a while.
Yeah.
So
But you know what? I'm gonna show you, because we were talking about if you can something is look one color and another color. I'm gonna show you all an easy, simple one. Think about your cucumbers that you grow. When you harvest your cucumbers, you know you gotta hold that thing with care because it has pricklies on it.
mhm.
You go to the grocery store. Them people don't know nothing about that. They just grab their cucumber. They don't know that it has prickly on it. I remember the first time me and my wife was out there harvesting, and she grabbed the cucumber. She like, "Hey, something wrong with this cucumber," because she had never seen a truly organic cucumber. Most people don't know,
Mm.
so that's why I say most people. You know, I watched a video, I think yesterday or early this morning, because I was up late. And they were saying you can tell the food is off because all we got to do is look at our animals, look at our dogs. Dogs are having cancers like humans now, and
Yeah.
they're dying quicker.
Yeah.
You know, their lifespan has been shortened. Most of them used to go 14, 16 years. Now most of them only live in 7, 8 years.
Mm.
So it can't be lifestyle. It got to be something that we're consuming.
Right.
And it goes back to what you said, Jamaica. If you don't make it yourself, you don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you still don't know because it's exposed to the air, right? But at least I know it was alive and it was once in the ground and it came from the ground. You know, it's not some kind of plastic that they made look like
Right.
it, because I saw that video where they were making lettuce from chemicals, and it looked like lettuce, and,
Yeah.
and it just freaked me out.
Yeah.
Listen, I saw the
saw it
video
too.
where they
Hey,
were
Chris.
selling. I saw the video where they were selling Jamaica. The Chinese were selling them plastic rice. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
Plastic rice.
Yes.
Plastic,
Plastic rice
they were selling
exists.
plastic rice.
Mm-hmm.
Craziness. But it wasn't just Jamaica. They were selling it all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Probably here too.
Fake food, fake medication. I remember it was years ago, had to be early 90s. There was this big thing on 2020 about buying your medications online. I think it was some company in China selling vials of chemotherapy medication. They were full of water. There were pills that were shaped to look like another pill made out of drywall.
Oh.
You know, so you really have to be careful about everything.
You know, it's so funny. If you're gonna go through all that effort to make fake stuff, just make the real thing.
You would think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just make the real thing.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right, God's Desire. I've seen one.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something else I love to say. If God don't keep the city, the watchmen watch in vain.
That's right.
Because you
Thank you,
just
T.
don't know how evil people can
That's
be, and
right.
you don't know the evil imaginations of systems and groups of people.
Yep.
And so it's just best for us to
Yeah.
just be as wise as we can. Always be learners. Don't feel like you know everything. You can't be the smartest person in the room. And listen, even if you don't agree, just listen and watch and things will begin to show themselves to you as you go about.
Hey,
Always.
Right.
GT.
Right, exactly. Who was that I just saw that said that they grew the first time they grew a cucumber, they thought something was wrong with it because you were so used to seeing it one way out of the store.
Smooth.
Smooth and shiny.
Smooth and shiny. Yep.
Yep.
Because
And when I go there right now, I'm like, what kind of cucumber is this? It ain't supposed to look like that.
every time I go, there's two produce that I look at that just always throws my brain: cucumbers and bell peppers. When I see these giant ass bell peppers, I'm like, what are y'all putting on them?
Tasteless.
Because I grew
Tasteless
up
bell
with-
peppers.
you
Add
get-
that.
She said tasteless.
Tasteless. Huge tasteless bell pepper. It just
Well, everything tastes like water. It has no taste to it. So the kids are very confused. First of all, our children don't know, a lot of them don't know where food comes from. They think it comes from the store. So we've got to continue to educate the youth so they'll know how to take care of themselves when we're gone. And they can teach their children because right now they don't have a clue. They're puzzled when you show them where the apples come off the tree and the potatoes come out the ground. And, you know, they just don't know these things. And they're used to eating this stuff out the store that's tasteless. So when you give them something that's right off the tree, they're just amazed. Actually, they think something's wrong with the fruit, and they think something's wrong with the vegetable because it doesn't taste like that nasty stuff in the grocery store and doesn't look like it. So we've got to work with our young people. Hopefully they'll continue to increase programs in school where they would teach agriculture and gardening like they used to a long time ago. That needs to be a must, you know, for our children to educate them. But the powers to be don't want them to know.
Unfortunately, a lot of our generation folks have made farming boogeymen for younger generations. Like, oh, you know, you don't need to be doing that. Just go to the store and da-da-da-da-da. No, you need to learn how to feed yourself in case something happens. You know, like America. I actually grew up in Jamaica. I came here when I was a teenager. I did not see an indoor microwave, refrigerator, wash machine till I was 16. I am like, what's that? I didn't know none about none of that stuff. So everything that was done, what my grandmother made or my dad made, we ate that day. And if there were leftovers, it was recooked or reheated. Like if there was a dumpling that was cooked, it was split down the middle and fried the next day. Nothing was wasted. And as far as growing stuff, my grandmother would say, go outside and pick some banana. I go outside and the banana tree right there and I cut it down. And I showed my kids, I'm like, you know where bananas come from, right? Yeah, they said the supermarket. No, it come off
from
a
the
tree.
bush.
And it's not even a tree, it's a plant.
It's a bush because once it grow, once that one stalk produced banana, that stalk ain't gonna produce no more banana again.
One and done. But you know what it do? It puts out a whole bunch of pups.
Yeah.
And so
And
if you do what you're supposed to do right by watering it or put it in a proper location, it'll keep producing for you.
It's not just the younger generation that's like that. There are just people who
Adults.
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
We don't know.
go to they don't want to grow nothing. They get it from the grocery store and they go to McDonald's and Burger King like they're 15 years old and then they wonder why they got huge health problems. I mean,
Yeah, Mike is right. Bananas are grass. There's two things that I know are like grass: bananas and sugarcane. They're in the grass family. They'll just grow. They'll grow for you.
Hey, 755.
And then people think, oh, well, I just come to your house if something happens. I hear that
that's
so
what,
often.
oh my goodness,
I'll
preach.
come
They're
to
not
that.
coming. They're not coming.
Not
They
coming.
say, but they ain't coming. You know why? Because they don't want to have to go pick it. You know, there's a lot of people like, I want some greens.
Oh,
Come get
yeah.
it. If
Get
you
it.
go out here and pick them, you can get them. They ain't
Say,
coming.
get it.
They ain't
But in
coming.
my case, I already have the stuff canned.
You're so right. I have a friend that came to pick up some stuff for me the other day. I love her dearly. I told her, wear some shoes and socks and cover yourself up because I was going to let her go out there and pick her stuff. She came all dressed up to the nine with some pants and flip flops on. I looked, I said, "Where you going?" And at this point, our grass had overgrown because we had all this, water, this rain, and it was too wet to cut the grass, especially on the bank, on the bank. And so she just stopped in the driveway and looked at me. I said, "Well, you can't come down in here. Mosquitoes gonna eat you up." Plus, she was standing in the grass and they were tearing on their heads. So I was like, "Let me go get you some food. And you just stand right there." But you're so right. I just experienced that the other day. She looked at me like I was crazy.
But it's a lot of people, and I think it depends on where they come from. As far as a lot of people say, "Well, you know a lot." Well, they would say this when I was younger. You know a lot for your age, but my mother was the baby of 11. So when I was born, my grandparents were really older. Born in 1927, 1928. So a lot of things were taught to us. Some people are 5 generations away from whether it's sharecropping, farming, gardening, and have no clue. And for us to think, I'm gonna get myself in trouble again, that the government and the public school system is going to teach our children. They're not. I had the same conversation with people in my Sunday school class. We're expecting people to do things for us that we are able to do for ourselves, whether it's church related, whether it's Black people related, orange people related. We have enough resources within our communities to educate each other.
Right.
But we want to say it's the public school system. Before there was a public school system, we educated our own children. Right. When we were segregated, we educated our own children. And they knew how to read, they knew how to write, they knew how to play instruments. We had people, Black people didn't originate from slavery. They originated from Africa. Come on. And then they're all over the world. We everywhere. You can't get away from a Black person. We're in Japan. We're in Asia Minor. I'm going Bible, but Asia Minor, UK, Scotland. And we're all experienced and we can educate one another. And so public school's not going to do it.
Right.
They're not going to do it. So it's up for us. Who's that saying each one teach one? I think it was Miss Marie from Homestead Heart. It's up to us to teach. Well, my nieces and nephews come over. TT, you got a garden? Yes. Let me show you this. Right. Let me show you that. Let me show you this. And just really just do our part to get the information out there.
But see, the problem is the younger generation doesn't even want to learn. I mean, I have two 20-somethings, late 20-somethings. They'll come and assist me and stuff, but they ain't trying to get out in that dirt at all. No.
But the thing about that though is
they know how to do it though. If stuff the fan, they know how to do it. They just don't care to do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have to sow the seed. Somebody water. There's a lot of things I do now. Let me tell y'all, I didn't garden. My dad had a garden. There is no way, like you said, I will go out there. But I'll tell you what, when he stopped gardening and I had to go buy my own groceries and look at these nasty greens they want to charge me $3 a bundle for. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can grow me some greens. So I'm going to pay you $4 a bundle for some nasty greens. That's when I started gardening. Yep. So we have to put it in them. They may not do it when we want them to do it or when we think they ought to.
That's true.
Like you said, when the thing hit the fan, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I know how to make a fire. I know how to light up my house. I can live without electricity for a few days."
The thing has hit the fan.
Yeah, well, they don't understand. Hit. But they don't know that because it's already hit. Young people, if they have a covering, the adults are paying the price. We sitting here paying for the cell phone, paying for the internet, making sure they got food, making sure they got lights, making sure they got water. But I'm talking about when it hit the fan for them.
Oh, I see.
When they in their brain.
Look, when that cell thing happened about was it a week and a half ago, and it was Microsoft had a glitch.
Microsoft, yeah.
When what was 2 weeks ago with the airports and all the situations with the computers going down. I mean, even the stock market here lately, it's going, all that trickles down to them. They're just not paying attention. But when it all hit at one time, and like Jamaica, you said on your video the other day, people getting these, what you call them, the electric cars, the EV cars, EVs. And your electricity going out. How do you charge your car?
Mona, did you know anybody over there in Houston that had an electronic vehicle? Because they were done. They couldn't go
No,
nowhere.
I don't know. I don't think anybody that I know will fool with electrical vehicle because electrical vehicle only go 50 miles.
And if that joker get wet, they were catching fire last time.
See,
And if it get cold, they can't open the doors. Hey, Mona, let me ask you a quick question because I've been seeing a lot of news traffic about people attacking those utility workers down there. What's going on?
They probably mad because they ain't got no
asking me
electricity.
what's going
But see, the thing about it is, those utility workers, they're not from Houston. They came in to help them get the
They
heat.
come to help and they don't want to pay them, so they can't help.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Because see,
Jamaica,
the news
you
gonna
live
see
in
it like,
Dallas. I mean, you live in Texas. Did you hear anything about that?
About the utility workers being harassed? Yeah, I heard about it.
yeah.
But
It's
the
on
thing
the news
is,
out there.
the reason why people are getting mad is because they ain't got their food is rotten. They hot because it's hot in Texas. It's hot. And then they see a utility worker there who has not been dispatched anywhere, probably sitting there trying to eat his
Bullshit.
poor little lunch, and they think that he's just loafing while they're suffering. When
Yeah.
in actuality, it's not that worker's fault; it's the company's fault.
Right.
And
Right.
a lot of those guys are quitting the contract. A lot of them are like, you know what? I don't need this aggravation. I'm going back home. So I know a lot of mayors down there have come out and asked the city folks to let them do their job so we can get the power back up and the grid working and whatever. But I mean,
But
once you
you know
get people
what? You
frustrated,
know
they
what I
get
think? I don't mean to cut you off, but
for it.
the poor people probably were the last ones to get lights. That's just how
Exactly.
it is. They're gonna get them lights on, and it happened here in Austin when we had Uri years ago. The freeze. The city on I-35. There's two. We call it the east side, which is the minority side. Well, it used to be. Now it's gentrified, so it's all mixed in. And then there was the city part where all the hotels and the ritzy place was. All the lights on one side of I-35 was on, and the other side was dark.
You know, you know
So
what? You know about privilege, and I found out, I guess 2 years ago, we had really bad storm here in Virginia, and lights were down, power lines were down. Well, where I live in Virginia, all our power lines are run underground. They don't run the poles up. So we didn't have lights, or so I thought. Like, well, why is our lights going on? I'm looking everywhere else. Everywhere else is dark. Well, what I found out was my neighbor next door, he actually works for the state, and he is considered high priority individual where they had to make sure his stuff was on. So consequently, because his stuff had to be on, we go on the
Everybody's stuff
top
was on.
of the list, and they come through and fix everything. Now, all that priority, all that special privilege is gone because he retired. So we're gonna be just like everybody else.
Y'all know what? This is funny because I live across the street from a public school. And they have been, when I tell you, they must have put millions of dollars in both of these schools because they have changed to STEM schools. The front of my driveway needs to be fixed. And I said, Lord, how am I going to fix this driveway? Because I don't know if I got this money. Next day, the construction guy knocked on my door. The school's power and their internet runs up under your driveway, and we need to get under your driveway.
Look at God.
We gonna jack this up, and when we get done fixing everything, we gonna pave it. So you know, the second prayer I prayed, I said, Lord, whatever they put in that school that's gonna keep them school lights on and keep the internet on, I said, let it hook up to mine. Let it hook up to mine in Jesus' name. You understand?
Yeah.
But those things, you know, we can get privilege. It'll overflow.
Yeah.
But imagine how insulting it is. You already struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay your bills to keep your lights on, and you don't have lights for 3 weeks because you are in the wrong neighborhood.
Wrong side of town.
Yeah.
The wrong
That's
side of town.
probably why they were. And
I
you know,
agree.
going in those neighborhoods, sometimes the people like I don't come from a friendly neighborhood in New York, and sometimes you know, people. First of all, you got people in there kind of hoodish, and now they ticked off, so they're gonna take it out on anybody who they think is responsible, and
That's
of
true.
course those workers, if they're there, they're gonna take it out on them because
They're gonna take it out
wanna-
on them, and it ain't even their fault.
Yeah, it's not their decision to make.
Yep.
Nope.
They just doing a job. Hey, Mona, I saw you cut that Korean melon earlier. I was over here. My mouth was getting watered.
You know what?
I
Don't
hope
you
you
start,
take
because
some
I look, I got the other half I need to go on and eat. You know what I'm saying?
So, did you
What
scrape
melon?
those? Did you scrape those seeds out in some water?
Yes, I did, and I put them in some water, and then I put them on the paper towel over there to dry up, and
Yeah.
and then I scraped them off the paper towel so they don't stick to the paper towel. But it'll be okay if the paper
You know what
towel
we
a
need
little
to
bit on
do?
there. But
Let's
yes,
use
sir.
parchment paper or some wax paper. That's what I use, and it does not stick to that. That's how I save my seeds. I
Okay,
put 'em-
wax paper.
wax paper or parchment paper, either one.
Okay.
Oh,
And
good.
when you pull it off the roll, just take the wax paper and crush it up in your hand. That way the seeds don't slide all around, and just lay down and put the seeds on there. That was a trick that I actually found on YouTube. Because I used to just cut the parchment paper off and lay it down. And I'm like, why the seeds are sliding all the place? Once you crush it up, then it has somewhere to stick to. But
I'm sorry. I just put on here my Cash App for everybody to see. And the reason why it's on there is we were talking about those who were affected by Hurricane Beryl. One of our gardening friends is without food right now still. So if you would like to go to my Cash App and donate so I can send it to them so they can have food until things get straightened out. Somebody we all know and love, but I happen to know that there's a food issue because they lost all their food. You can't save the whole world. I wish I could save everybody. But if I know one person individually who's a very beautiful person that needs some help, I'm just reaching out to the gardening community to just send the money there. And I promise you, I show receipts, and so I can directly send it to them so they can buy some food until things get straightened out. So it's also on my homepage over at Georgia Peanut Garden too.
You don't want us to know who it is, so okay,
I have to get permission.
okay,
That makes sense.
Mhm.
because there are ways we could get food to them.
Okay.
Who said that? Jamaica?
Instacart, all kind of stuff. That's how I
Okay.
get food to my mama.
Okay,
Instacart.
then I will definitely, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
You have my email.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I looked you up.
And Mona, to answer your question from earlier, you were asking the seeds were tiny. That's how they get. They don't get much bigger than that.
Well, you know what, Demo? I'm glad I got you. You brought that up because
Your Korean melon was fully ripe. It was perfect. It was the right color. And the main things you want to look for is that white line that goes around. That is 100% right. You're
You know
good.
what?
Wow.
I got another one out there. So you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow?
Mhm.
You know, I said I wasn't gonna do no videos, but I'm gonna do a video while I harvest that one.
What type
I
of
still
melon
got
was it?
another one out there.
What
Korean
type
melon.
of melon again?
Korean.
It's a Korean.
Korean.
melon. Yes. Demo,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
know about cocoa seeds?
Coke, no. I don't know nothing about it.
Well, I sure got them in some water soaking.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna
Hey,
see. I'm trying.
America, you know what my mom sent me? She sent me some Neesberry seeds. She went to Jamaica. She came back. She brought me Neesberry seeds. The problem is, you know about Neesberry, right?
What is that?
You don't know, or they call it sarsaparilla.
Sapodilla.
I don't know.
I've heard of Salvador.
Yeah, well, I got some seeds, but the problem is in my climate, I can't really grow it. So I'm gonna try to attempt to grow it in a container and bring it in the house during, or at least in my garage.
What is it?
I've
too
never heard of that. So
cold where you are?
tell me what it is, because I've never heard of it.
Anisberry, it's a fruit. It's a brown fruit. I mean, it's super sweet. It's like the
Oh,
Indians
I've
call
had that.
it super fruit. Yeah, it's in Jamaica.
Yeah,
Anisberry.
I've had that, but I didn't know what it was.
When I find a video or I got a video, I'll shoot it to you because I'm a subscriber to your page. I was shocked to see. I was like, wait a minute, I'm subscribed to her. And what happened was you were doing a video about something, and I was like, man, I like how she did that. Let me go ahead and invest. And I'm gonna tell you how I am with YouTubers, like everybody on this platform right now. If I subscribe to you, I go back to your first ever video, and then I start.
Lord.
Well, don't go to my first ever video.
I
Lord.
think first it was
I like to see people origin stories. I want to see what you all about because
That first ever video was
I have too much time to be wasted with too many fake gardeners. So I want to see if you all about gardening or you bullshit.
That's true, because there are some
Oh.
gardeners who aren't
GT
gardeners.
says, what color is the fruit?
Brown.
Brown. Yep, it's brown.
I'm gonna tell you, if you go back to my first video, it's a natural hair video on an old camera, and it's so janky.
Mine
But
was,
I got a lot of stuff on there. But I got some gardening videos on there.
mine wasn't about hair.
I don't think you want to go back to 2010. I think you want to go like,
Listen, my wife always like, man, you just go in the rabbit hole, don't you? I said, listen, I want to see the origin story. I want to see what the person was doing up front. So if the message is still the same or are they being commercial now? Because there's gardeners that I followed on here that are completely commercial.
Commercial, right?
They're telling you about generators. They're telling you about solar this,
It's expensive.
you know.
yeah.
But your origin was you were showing me simple ways to make my life better. But now you're telling me to go spend money on products that some of it I do need and some of it I don't need.
Right.
And so you got to weed out through what's important and what's not important. And again, the way I look at YouTube is what is your mental fortitude? Are you going to listen to everything everybody said, or are you going to listen to what you need?
Right. Some people listen to everything people say and they get so lost and they get so confused and they get led down a rabbit hole because everything that people are doing does not apply to everybody.
Right.
Correct.
That's the disclaimer you have to make, and people don't get it. And then
I was
they're
in the
upset when they fail and they want to quit. And we don't want folks quit because I said, you're not coming to my house again. I want everybody to grow their food in their own backyard. Don't come over here.
You know,
I'm
and
here.
I was in the garden community the other day.
Some words of encouragement a couple nights ago. I saw they wrote a post and they were like, I'm just doing everything I can. My garden is overgrown, blah, blah, blah. And people, and I just simply told that garden, I said, listen, stop worrying about what stuff people are saying on YouTube and do the best you can to the standard that you can't, your garden can't look like what these super gardeners be having. And you be like, well, how many people you got working that garden? Everything is manicured, everything is this, everything is that. How?
How?
It's impossible.
How? So tell me how.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Well, I'm
Your
gonna
garden is
say-
always, it's always changing. 1 minute it'll be beautiful, and the next minute everything dried up in the Texas sun. It just, there's nothing you could do about it. That's a part of life. Just like when you wake up, you don't always wake up, happy and jumping around. I mean, every day is going to be different, and the plants are the same way.
Yeah,
Right.
nature.
I told a story on Saturday night. I was in a gardening group on Facebook, and somebody was growing their first tomatoes, and the leaves had died, and they decided to prune it. And this tomato plant had 2 little tomatoes on it, and it had 2 leaves left at the top, and that's it. And people were like, "Where are the leaves? How you expect it to grow? Throw your plant in the trash." But if you look at the picture, that person bought the plant from the nursery. It was still in its Bonnie's container. So I went on there and said, "Look," I said, "Your plant is still good. Take it out that pot.
Yeah, root
Put
ball.
it in a bigger pot.
Yeah.
Take the fruit off of it. Water it and fertilize it. The leaves will grow back once your roots grow, and you'll get some fruit." But people were but this person probably went on YouTube or Facebook and saw people, you got to prune, and they went and just shaved at that tree. But they actually ground Christmas tree, y'all. And it was funny, but it was sad. And they were doing the best. They only did what they know, and people were berating them for what they didn't know. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. I've been putting stuff on the ground. I don't know how to preserve it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But listen, we just gonna grow some food, see what we can do with it, see if I like it, see if the parents to eat it. Cause life ain't perfect if you don't know my story. So I work full time. For the last 2 years, full-time caregiver. This year, such a much better year. Thank you, Lord. Caregiver, helping build a church, and then trying to have a life. But gardening has become my safe space. Is what I do. It's what I want to do. It's what I'm enjoying doing, and it's also producing something that helps sustain the family. So, stuff happens. If y'all ever look at my videos, grass is grown, weeds need to be taken. I don't have a care. If somebody care, you come or send somebody to come cut it, and I gladly receive your help.
There you go. There you go. That's
Mine
me.
is overground, and I don't want nobody to cut it because it's still producing. I call it the ugly garden. I said, okay, y'all don't talk about me. We're getting ready to go to the ugly side because there is a garden that. Ooh,
you set me free, Jamaica. You set me free. You set me free. I don't even know how I found your channel, but I found your channel, and you said I got these plants to go out here. You out there pulled up the weeds at the front. I'm gonna put them right here.
Yep,
I've been stressing like, can this go with this one? Do I need to put this with that one? And I'm like, oh, she set me free.
Yeah, you go.
Just put it anywhere. And you know that garden is doing better than the one that I organized. So that dense planting, you don't have to weed, you don't have to worry about nothing growing in there except what you put in there, because there's no room for the weed to grow. Not really.
Yeah.
I did the traditional gardening where you do the hills and you separate it and you space it out. I can't even walk through that bad boy right now.
See?
That was my experience. My experiment. I am always gonna do it the way the big garden is. I'm always gonna pack it in and let it go. Just let it do what it do.
So do you drop the seeds or you putting seedlings in there?
I do both. I don't buy seedlings. I grow my own seedlings. So, example, it depends on what I'm growing. If I'm growing okra will come up. If I'm growing cucumbers always come up. There's certain things that I plant out. Like if I have, what did I plant over there? My brassicas right now for the fall crop. I'm looking at right now. I got Swiss chard over there. I got my tree collards. I got my collards. I planted a couple of more tomato plants for the fall because I'm in Texas and I can do that. And I think I got some kale and cauliflower seedlings over there. But when it comes to turnips and beets, I'm gonna throw them in the yard and let them do whatever they want to do because they produce. You just throw them out there and they grow.
Do you have the same zone growing zone that I do?
9A, yeah.
Do you know when your first frost date is?
According to you, February 28th. You know I watch you, Mona.
She was watching last night.
All those times that you thought I wasn't watching, I'm watching on the television.
That's our last frost date. The first one. I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, that depends. That goes from year to year. Last year, it didn't happen until late December, early January.
They say December 1st.
That ain't right.
That's what they said. That's
They
what the
say
almanac
that,
says.
They say that, but that don't
But
happen.
we already know now. But you know.
Well,
so we got
114
days. I know.
You know what? You ain't got to brag about your long growing season.
We don't want to hear about that.
Some type of way with my little bitty growing season. I am in Michigan, zone 6A. Ooh. My first frost date is October the 7th.
Ooh.
Yeah, and yours is real.
I have greenhouse plastic because I'm learning how to extend my season with what I have. I tried it last year, but then I learned something. I learned that my big garden that I garden in does not get sun in the fall. The trees shade it most of the fall. So I'm like, okay, so I need to garden in a different spot in the fall. and I need to have a better root system because that last fall was the first time I ever started seeds on my own for myself, and they weren't. Anyway, yeah, it was a whole thing. But I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Hey,
I'm praying for heat.
Say it's 1 November, and mine ends in April 10th. So that means I have 5 months of nothing. And even though it says April, my freezing don't really end till around May, end of May. I mean, it's
Wait,
late.
you in Georgia, right?
No, I'm in Virginia.
You in Virginia?
Oh yeah, Virginia.
Yeah, because I don't.
I'm
Ours is
in
usually
Tennessee.
in late April or first week of May, but most people don't plan anything until after Mother's Day. And honestly, with my lifestyle, I usually don't plan anything until Memorial Day because it's a 3-day weekend.
Traditionally, I used to start planting in end of April, beginning of May. But because my weather has been so erratic, I had to move it all the way to June.
Wow. If
But-
we did that,
But
our stuff would
in
burn
the
up.
interim, I'm still growing indoors. I start my indoor stuff April. I put everything. So basically, by the time end of May comes, I've done had 8 weeks of growth ready to go into the ground. You know,
So that's where I need. That's when I'm working to get to this.
now like
coming season.
my squashes, I direct sow those because squashes they take off on their own.
Mhm.
But like peppers and tomatoes and my salads and my kales, I start those indoors. That was once I learned how to do my starts myself rather than go buy them. That was the best thing ever.
What
Oh,
zone
yeah,
are you
those
in,
are
D-Man?
That's
I'm in
another
7B.
subject. Starts. Those
I'm
jokers
in
are
7B.
expensive.
7B.
Yeah.
Starts are
They over
so
$5
expensive.
a pack now.
Hey, Mom, what was the question that you was gonna ask me? You said you had something to ask me. What was you gonna ask me?
I did. I asked you already. You said you don't know nothing about
Okay,
cocoa
the cocoa.
seeds.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
everybody
soaking
stepped
them.
over in there
I done
first
had them in this
years.
water, so I'm gonna take them out and put them in some in that whatchamacallit. I usually don't do that, but I noticed I gotta figure out how to make it work.
Hey, passionately intrigued.
Hey, PIA, an educated natural.
Hey Tracy.
I'm gonna make a comment on something you were saying earlier about the younger kids. My 9-year-old granddaughter found a tomato bush growing on the side of their house. So she called me wanting to know what to do with it.
There you go.
It had nice tomatoes on it.
Wow.
So I told her what to go and get and, how to take care of it. So now about every other week, she'll cash out me a request for garden stuff.
Uh-oh.
She put garden stuff on it. I'm like, what garden stuff you need now? And she have her
Right.
whole list of what she want her mama to go to the store and get.
Oh,
So
wow.
she have her own little garden. She done started.
But you have to pay
Yeah,
for it.
you know that amazing place got them raised beds for $36, right? 2 for $64.
That's what I need to be looking at.
Yeah.
Amazing. Remember,
They
amazing.
got too much of my money already. I was on that Prime Day. Woo! They got me on Prime Day. They
Really?
made a rip off of me. I ain't
Uh-oh,
messing
you
with
loaded
them.
up, huh?
I'm
I'm
gonna try
surprised
to
I didn't spend
detox.
anything. First time I didn't spend nothing on Prime Day.
Yeah, I ain't do nothing on Prime.
But we ain't gonna talk about what I did. So bless God. Amen.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I didn't
I'm
do
gonna be
that.
watching. I'm gonna say, okay, that look like that's something from Amazing.
You know what?
I just
think
got an order
did
from
buy
Amazing.
something. I just didn't buy a lot.
I knew you
I
bought
something
something,
just
Mama.
to be buying something.
You bought those raised beds.
Y'all killing me with the amazing stuff.
That was last year.
When Felicia said that the other night, I was like, amazing. What the hell is she talking about?
Me too.
Look, that's where I got it from the other night. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I like that.
Amazing, Wally World.
Yeah.
What other acronym do we?
The orange store, the blue store.
Tarjay.
The orange store and the blue store. Yeah.
Yeah. The orange store is HD, and the blue store is the L.
We don't have no blue store no more.
Oh, wow.
They've been closed ours down.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's all right. I
I
didn't go
got
there
a
often.
question for you guys. Have you noticed that there's no trees in the stores in your area? Is it just Texas?
It's just, I got
Nope.
trees in mine.
Nope, they're
I got
selling out.
Had trees.
Selling out.
Fruit trees,
Yeah.
that is.
Trees?
Not
Yeah.
shade trees, fruit trees and nut trees.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't have any out here.
have
But
them.
they only have lemon trees in mine.
Yeah,
That's it.
lemon. They got lemon trees and olive trees. I don't need an olive tree.
We have
Yeah,
them.
Lemon trees, they
but
are horrible.
It's not a lot. It's you can definitely tell that they've gone down. It's noticeable, but they have some.
See, I don't have anything to compare it to. I saw a few.
Here
But let
they
me tell
do.
you
They have
something.
plenty
People
at
have
both
been
stores.
scared straight with everything that's been happening. They're watching the gardening channels. They
Yeah.
have been scared straight, and they are buying these fruit trees. You gotta learn how to do an air layer or grafting
Yeah.
because people are buying. You could really just make a living off of it. If I do air layering, cut it, and stand up here or just sit down here at the top of my driveway, I can sell those trees.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but yeah, in my area, I noticed there are hardly any fruit trees. I mean, everything is gone.
I
Well,
don't mean
I've learned to go to the nursery.
Serena is up here killing me with these jokes. I just told her she need to go be a stand-up comedian or an internet comedian.
Who, Serena?
That's a ring.
Mhm.
She dropping them one-liners, boy.
Mhm.
But it's funny because she just put up something about pasteurizing. A lot of people don't understand what pasteurizing means. When most people get their milk and it's pasteurized, really what that means is your milk has been cooked.
Cooked.
All the nutrients in it has been killed. All they do is they put nutrients back in. So it's not the one that actually comes from the cow. It's fortified stuff that they put in. The reason they say they do that is the milk companies don't want to get sued in case the cow has a disease or something. So when people thinking they're getting vitamin D whole milk, no, they're not. That milk is bland as water. They done killed everything in it. I heard Jamaica. I heard you say something earlier. I heard somebody else. GT said it that
Thank
he
you, Lisa.
never gave him a compliment about growing live food. Well, if you get milk from the store, it is not live. It's dead. And that's why you see, if you pass most farms that do dairy, they have those silos. In those silos, that's where they cooking your milk.
Wow.
And the reason why they cook their milk, the milk is they run these cows through these houses to milk them with a machine. The machine doesn't know when the cow is done milking, so it's still sucking. And it's pus. I'm not gonna gross anybody out, but it's not all milk. Let's put it like that. So they have to neutralize it because all of those different cows, all their milk is going into one vat, and they boil it down, neutralize it, and then they got their people to go in and make sure it's the same quality, and then they put certain vitamins in there.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you get your milk from
vitamins
the store, you go, like how they have these places where you can go buy your milk and what they call them, co-ops.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those are straight from the darn cow.
Oh.
And you still want to be careful because you don't unless you go to that farm and find out what the farmer is feeding that cow, you don't know.
Right. Right, that's exactly right. Anybody on here gonna get that fat check since they're paying the black farmers? They got the money for the black farmers. Billions of dollars. Anybody?
They gonna do what?
The black farmers have been neglected and they've not done them right. So they did finally get the bill passed and they're gonna pay them. It's supposed to be on the way.
I don't know, Miss Gail, because the people that don't look like us are suing because it says reverse discrimination. So it's held up right now.
As of Sunday, I understand the money has been released.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Yes.
I know
My pastor is Reverend Senator Raphael Warnock.
Oh,
And he was one of the ones spearheading that. So yeah, he said the checks is going out in the mail.
You need a farm number or
but you gotta have a farm, right?
I'm sorry.
I mean, you gotta have a farm, right? I mean, your backyard is not a farm;
Right, exactly.
it's a
I don't know
garden.
what everybody has. See, that's why I asked if anybody in the chat or whatever he does have a farm or go by a farmer.
Okay, thank you.
but
You
I
know,
thought you had to have like a farm. Don't you have to have a farm number?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna go by some kind of registration that they have on file, and then sort of like the Flint water crisis. Just in case y'all didn't know, because that's what we living through. It's sort of like they promise you this money, and then by the time the lawyers get done and your all the paperwork, ain't but a ski taste of people gonna qualify. It ain't but a ski taste of people gonna get the money. I don't know if that's really how it's gonna work, but I'm just saying that's how the water crisis work. And
I would
so,
always say this: be careful when the government hands you money. They always somehow try to come back and get it.
Yep.
Yep,
But
that's
listen, y'all,
true.
just be real. But I have an early doctor's appointment in the morning.
Thank
Nope.
you.
Well, thank you
I'm
for
gonna go.
coming and hanging out with
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah,
So
but I'm praying
informative.
blessings to everybody. Can I give y'all my saying though?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to know that you're blessed. You are highly favored. You're the apple of your father's eye. He is absolutely and positively concerned about you. He thinks that you are the best things in sliced bread. You can cast your cares on him and know that he cares for you. And he loves you with an everlasting love. And there's nothing and no thing you can do about it. You all have a good night. I'll see y'all
Thank
here in
you
a
so
few.
much,
Thank you.
Akina.
Good night.
you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. She's so sweet.
Hey,
And
Miss Michelle, you need
Yes.
to send me an email of what I need to send you because I know I need to send you some stuff, and I'm getting ready to start mailing stuff out.
yeah,
So,
and vice
Whenever
versa.
you get a minute, you ain't got to do it tonight, but whenever you get a mad minute, send me because I know
Yeah.
I'm going to do you some cuttings, and I'm going to send you some seeds. But just remind me all the stuff you need so I can package it and get it out to you.
I will listen, vice versa, because I'm behind on a lot of stuff because of my car situation, which I still don't have transportation.
No
And
issues.
when the car is available, the place I take my stuff to is closed. So
Hey,
I
and
just try not to even
Jamaica,
think about it. You know, I just go in the garden. You know, they
if you,
keep me
if you
occupied.
see my Gmail, shoot me a Gmail so I can send you some of these Korean melons so you can try them out.
Ooh. Thank you. I'm ready for
Korean
them. I'll
melons.
send
I
you
gotta
my
write
email.
that down.
Yeah. What you say, Miss Jamaica?
I said I gotta write that down so I could go ahead and research it. I've been to Korea, but I don't think I've ever had a Korean melon. Ever.
Let me show you what it looked like.
Uh-oh. You should have seen her eat it last night. She ate it in front of us.
What?
She ate that in front of us,
How rude.
and D-Moo ate a whole meal in front of us with some dessert, girl, homemade ice cream. I'm still.
Oh yeah, I made some rum raisin ice cream.
What?
You know that's our favorite in Jamaica, rum raisin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had that rum soaking in that 100, probably 50 proof, what the rum for what, a year or a week, month and a half or 2 months or whatever,
Right.
however long it is.
So the raisin's been sitting in, J Red Nephew white rum. It's been sitting in it for 15
Ray and
months.
nephew.
Yep.
That white lightning.
Yep. So the raisin's been sitting there for 15 months. So when you bite into the raisins and the ice cream,
Oh my God.
all that rum come out.
You know what I want to eat because I'm going home and I need to call the West Indian, the Jamaican store and see if they can make me a black cake.
Oh, okay.
Black cake. Well, my grandmother called it plum pudding. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've heard it called that, the plum pudding.
Yeah.
So
See
plum
if I can
pudding
get
is
some of that, even though it's summertime. Maybe they make one for me. Maybe.
Yeah,
what's a black cake? You said plum pudding?
Special order.
Black
Oh,
cake.
That's what they
Oh
call it,
my
the plum pudding.
goodness. That looked like one of the fruits I grew.
Yep.
But I didn't know what. No, that ain't the same thing though. Mine was yellow on the
That's a
inside.
Korean. Turn it around again, Mona, so they can see the back of it. That's when you see those white lines on it. That's when you know it's ready, because those lines before they turn white, they're green.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. I'm gonna do a quick short because I got a couple grown.
Listen, I'm laughing too.
That looks good.
She ate it last night on camera.
I
We
got
were
a
all
regular
celebrating.
watermelon.
Let me tell you. Do you like cucumbers?
Me? Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a cucumber. I got a lot of
No, I was
cucumbers.
asking, do you like them?
I
This
do.
this thing right here is like a cucumber, but it's sweet.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's a
Korean melon. Okay.
it tastes like a cross between a cucumber and a melon. So you get the crunch of a cucumber and the sweetness of a melon. I mean,
Hi, Nifty.
I'm talking about it's sweet, sweet. You can't go wrong when you crunching it. You getting that sweetness, and then if you eat the seeds, the Koreans they say the seeds are sweet. I don't eat my seeds up because I save my seeds, but they claim the seeds are sweet. I wouldn't know. I can't even lie and tell you I've tried.
Great, find out.
Oh, she's something else.
Taste is 55 says she want to taste the melon too.
I
Listen,
want a shoe.
We have a live taste tester going on.
How you doing?
Huh?
Good to see you.
Let me see if I can find my charger for my
I
iPad.
emailed you.
Right
You
there.
didn't email me back. Hey, Nifty.
Oh, lemon and a lime bush. All right.
So how was the seeds, Mona? Was it good?
Yes, it was sweet.
Okay, good.
She ate the seed.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
did it.
The Koreans eat them like for candy. They dry them and they eat them. They
The
said they
skin
just
too.
Really?
Look, Georgia
Yeah.
Peach Nut. See?
Oh, it's plump. Wow. Does it have juice inside of it?
Mm-mm.
It
It's
looks
a
like it's
seed.
got. Oh wow! It looks like it has juice in it.
Now I'm gonna
It's
tell you what
real
I'm
little
doing.
though.
Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing real good on. I'm doing real good on sugar baby watermelon. My patch is loaded. They're all over the ground. I don't know if I had an infestation of them or what, but for some reason, this is probably gonna be my best year. And what I'm trying to do is I just saw a guy do a video said you know 60 days, and you know the rule is if the tenderloin turns brown, but just let it go another 5 or 6 extra days because sometimes if you pick it too soon, the skin is white in there versus flesh to the red. What is that?
Oh, that's that
Oh,
stuff
that's
we
that
talked about
stuff that
last night.
what is it? Tambrano or whatever it's called?
Tahini.
Tahini there. I don't like that stuff.
What is that?
It's a Mexican thing.
I'm saying Mexican.
It's a Texas thing. That's what I should say. But
Oh,
but
Texas thing.
it's a Texas thing, but it comes from Mexico. It originates, as far as I know, it originates from Mexico. They
Is
put
it
it on the
sweet?
fruit. I
It
don't like
brings
it.
out the
Tahini.
sweetness.
Oh,
It
it's sweet.
does. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not used
It
to
brings
it.
out
Maybe
the
that's it.
sweetness. It's even sweeter.
I ain't never seen that stuff till I came to Texas.
What part of New York you from?
Queens,
Okay, I'm from the Bronx.
Jamaica, Queens, as a matter of fact, Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
And you know what the funny thing is? Jamaica, Queens is full of Jamaicans.
Yeah, I can imagine. Listen, between that and Brooklyn, because where I lived in
Brooklyn, yeah.
the Bronx, it was packed with Puerto Ricans.
Where?
And I'm from the Bronx,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so we used to call it Little Puerto Rico. So
I remember
I
that.
had to hurry up and learn Spanish or broken Spanish real fast to survive.
Really, I bet you did.
Oh yeah, when they call you names and you don't know what they talking about, you gotta learn. But it's like with anything else. Once you fit into your environment, and you understand how to move, it's okay. That's what I tell people about everything. People say, "Oh, this place is dangerous. That place, everywhere is dangerous." Just learn your environment.
Yep.
Just learn your environment. Understand your exit routes and your entry points, and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mama, you just enjoying that, aren't you? So, Jamaica, you say you bought a lime and a lemon. Who was it? What did you go get? Did you go get a plant?
I bought a fig. They had one fig. I went from store to store and I noticed that we didn't have very many fruit trees.
No.
So I asked the lady at the blue store, the blue box store, I said, where are all the fruit trees? They had a couple of Arctic frost oranges or whatever, Satsumas.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, we're not going to put any more out until fall. I said, okay.
And then
This
they
is the
gonna
first
jack
year
the
I've
price-
ever heard of that.
They're
Wow.
gonna jack the prices up then.
They're going to jack the
You
prices
know
up.
what? They
Well,
probably did.
Jamaica, once the fruiting season is over, I can send you some cuttings. I'm not gonna send you no cuttings now because the figs are fruiting. But and that's something people need to understand. And me and Miss Gail were talking about that. People ask you for stuff, but we're not cutting our trees down during fruiting.
Right.
After fruiting, you'll get it. And the
Right.
good thing about that is, if I send you a cutting from my tree that's fruiting, it's gonna fruit the first year you get it because it's already fruiting.
Yes. Yes.
I
Versus
didn't
you
know
going
that.
to the box store and buying it, you got to wait 2 or 3 years before you even see a fig. You're going to get a piece of cutting that's already fruiting. And so you just got to baby it and do the things you got to do to put roots on. So if I send you something like, let's say I send you something in December and you
What
put it in,
kind of figs do you have? I have a couple.
I have brown turkey, I have Chicago Hardy, I have Beers Black, which I know that's what you want, Miss Gail. I have Olympia.
I don't have Olympia or Bears Black.
Olympia, I just have a stick, and it's just now coming. Somebody just sent me a stick. I got some Black Mission. Somebody sent me that, and
Really?
that's a bunch of sticks. They're just coming in themselves.
Okay.
So the main ones that I have that are putting out are my brown turkey, my Chicago Hardy. That's it. The other ones are playing with me. They just sucking up nutrients and wait. But everything else, I mean, I got a lot of fig. I'm planning on, once I start harvesting, to make some jam, to dry them and preserve them so I can have them. So when the winter rolls around, I can just reach in a jar and grab me some fig. But
Some people have never tasted fresh figs. Never.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever tasted a fresh fig was last year. It was a Chicago Hardy. I had never had a fig until then, and it was like, whoa! Because I've had the fig Newtons, I've had the dry fig. It's completely different.
Yep.
I mean,
I
it tastes.
didn't even like pigs until I started growing my own. So my
I
first
didn't
time
even
was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
My mom used to eat fig Newtons all the time, and I was like, if a fig is like a fig Newton, well, I'm not gonna like it. And
Me
then I
too.
had a fig. I was like, a fresh fig. I said, oh my goodness,
Right.
there's nothing like
Yeah,
it.
I would never. I still don't like fig Newtons. But I
Shante
love
says
fig.
that they don't have any trees around Dallas area. I have to go out far to get fruit trees. Is that because they're so out, Shante, or this has always been the case? While she's answering, Unbiased says that she never tasted a real fig. Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Case is 55. I have never tasted fresh fig. You guys are in for a treat.
Wow.
I hope you like
Fresh
jam. If
figs
you
are
like jam,
really so
it
good.
tastes like jam.
Yep.
Hello, Miss
it
Shirley
sure
Oakley
does.
Gardner. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Miss Shirley.
Hi,
And
Shirley.
and different figs have different
Hey,
taste
Shirley.
and textures to it.
Yeah, they good, but they
What
have
what do
different.
you have, Jamaica? What types do you have?
I have the Chicago fig,
Hmm.
the LSU purple. I just bought that. That's not even in the ground. And then what is it? Shanty? It's CH Celestial or something like that. I
You
just
saw
bought
my
that one.
Celestine?
And then I just bought this. It don't look good, but it says Little Miss Figgy, dwarf variety.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Oh, the baby fig. When you eat that fig and you see how it tastes, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna want bigger figs.
Yeah.
Really?
It's gonna make you angry.
It's
Them
gonna
little
what?
bitty things gonna make you angry. And you're gonna want a bigger fig to put in your mouth.
So the figs are itty bitty?
Yeah, let me speak. They're small figs. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not like the size of a Chicago or brown turkey or Bears Black, anything like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I've harvested 3 figs so far this year, and I took a picture and I sent it to Mona, and she showed it on the live that we did a week ago. And they are just bigger than a golf ball. They were huge. But the funny thing about it is, all couple months I'm looking at these figs, they just green, and then I started noticing it get yellow, and literally within like a 2-day span, they just blew up. I'm like, what happened?
Wow.
You have to watch
like,
it because
overnight they just swole up.
The birds and the squirrels be watching too. They be sitting back on the tree looking down at, yeah, I'm gonna get that one right.
Mine's
there.
sitting on the fence.
But you know what?
They lined up on the fence.
My Barbados cherries. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let my Barbados cherries stay out there one more day.
Hey, Tina, baby.
They ate every Barbados cherry off that tree. Everyone was gone. You gotta harvest them while you can.
I beat them to mine now. I learned. I lost all my figs last year. They ate all of them. So I done learned to get it before they get.
Telling the other ones too. Come on, y'all. He's about to leave. Let's come on.
But
you don't hear the birds chirping when you out there. They talk.
You know what's protecting my figs though, and a lot of my fruit? My mating pair of hawks. When they're around, none of them birds come around.
Yeah.
They do not play that. Just like I have crows. When the crows come around, the little birds take off. Because the only bird that will stand up to them crows is them hawks. Them two, the male and female, they don't play that because they got babies, so they don't play that. They will rip them apart.
I want some.
You want some?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Hey y'all, can y'all say hey to my baby? She's in the chat. She's going to bed.
Hey, I spoke to her earlier.
Yeah, Valerisha.
Yeah, but I didn't say her name because I didn't want to mess it up. Valerisha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Shirley said the deer ate all of her peaches this year.
What that?
Yeah, I got my camera muted. The
Hey,
case that comes in and see the berries
Texas
go through it, right?
Mama.
Okay.
She talking to us?
No, I think
she on the phone.
She's talking to somebody else.
She don't realize we can hear her. That's all.
Yeah. And now
we can
see her, but we can't hear.
Now she muted.
I'm discombobulated. I'm sorry.
Hey,
okay.
Ms. Gail, you said we can see your lips. That's enough.
That's all you need to see. Y'all learn to read lips pretty good. It's okay. No, I was trying to get some Coca-Cola. And
yeah, we heard you ask for the Coca-Cola.
yeah, I know y'all heard
You
all
wasn't
that.
on mute.
She said she didn't know we heard all that.
And the Coca-Cola man bring me some Coca-Cola. When he opens it up, he goes, psst. I said, ooh. You know, he just like, oh yeah, I want some of that. Bring it in here.
Yeah, that was good.
You
Guess
look
what?
like
I think I'm allergic to it.
Really?
Yeah.
allergic.
To the melon?
Yeah.
You better go ahead and take
Are
some
you
Benadryl.
Allergic meaning eating them too much?
That's about the only allergy you have.
And my tongue and my lips is itching.
You did that last night. Same response. So it sounds like you may have a little allergy. Take the antihistamine.
Yeah, having a reaction.
You got some Benadryl at the house?
I don't think so. I just
You have
take
any
my
allergy
regular,
relief? That's the
allergy
same
medicine.
Yeah, get
Allergy
you some,
relief
Take
is
my
the same
allergy
thing.
medicine.
get you some Dimetap. Keep it in the house.
Dimetap.
Yep.
That's
I'm
old
gonna get
school.
some Benadryl, baby. I want the real stuff.
God's desire feedback or something.
Are you charging your device? Yeah, it sounds like some kind of humming. I was thinking it was Miss Peachnut mouse.
No, it's not hooked up.
not you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I hear that humming sound. Yeah, I've been heard that. I'm like,
Somebody got something going.
Hold on.
yeah,
Yep,
it's
it's
you.
gone.
Yeah, it's you. It's okay.
Yep.
You ain't disturbing nothing that
Yep.
much.
It's something you doing something over there.
What about now?
We can still
It's
hear
still
it.
there.
Jamaica, what's that? What's that behind you? Is that a watermelon up top behind you?
Yeah.
This, yeah, but I didn't grow this. I got it from supermarket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say you showing out over there.
She
Nah,
is
that's
showing out.
Ah,
Let me
I
tell you,
wish it
Jamala, that
was.
she
I
always
keep
singing
getting
old
robbed.
school songs. You ever hear her singing old school? She break out a song in a minute. She just be singing and working. And I be singing, but look at the, she don't know nothing about the song.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. Y'all
So
don't
you got
mind
any,
me, I just like to sing.
Miss Gail, you got anything going tonight, or you good? You done planning for right now?
Oh no, I'm playing year round 365 days a year. I'm always throwing some seeds or doing something. As long as they got recalls, I was already doing that, but I'm doing it even more so now.
Okay.
Because I may have to eat the same thing over and over every day. I don't mind. No, I'm dropping seeds every day. I got some. I'm doing the Ziploc method right now. I'm succession growing with that. And I'm going to have to start on the indoors. I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't do it.
You know what? I dropped seeds for my greens, right? I did my kales, my 3 different varieties. I did red Russian, blue curly kale, and the dinosaur kale. And I also did Jamaican callaloo. My Jamaican callaloo is popping out this world, but the kales, they just laying down like, we ain't ready to come up here. I'm like, what y'all take? What y'all waiting on?
it's too
Come
hot.
on.
Callaloo like the heat.
So
Callaloo like the heat.
I have that popping, and I have to thin it out because they're bunched up. So what I've learned, because I used to plant
Good
them
night,
in
Miss Shirley.
clumps, the clumps don't work because it sucks up all your nutrients really quick.
What's that?
Shirley.
Hmm.
You know that, Duval, that may be you.
It is her.
She said it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does callaloo taste?
It's a green. It's like greens.
Like collard greens?
It's an amaranth.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's amaranth. It's like an amaranth, but it's like a to me it tastes just like red Russian kale.
Okay.
It's sweet. It's sweeter than kale. It's not as bitter as kale.
I just dropped some of those seeds yesterday.
Callaloo seeds are really small.
Very,
Super
very,
small.
very tiny.
And then they grow so
Where
huge.
did
It's
you get
ridiculous.
Really?
Man,
And
I grew it.
my dad gave me that. Everything. A lot of the stuff that I'm planting, I get it straight from Jamaica. So whenever they go up and then, don't ask me how they bring them back because when you come in through customs, they throw all your stuff away. They don't let you bring nothing in. But I don't know. I get it. I don't know, and I don't ask no questions.
If you say it's a tea, they can't touch it. If it's dry,
Really?
they normally can't touch it. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you say that's tea, they'll leave you alone.
But are they
They
bringing
just-
the seed back or the live plant?
No seeds.
No, the seeds.
Okay.
And the seeds are dry, so you're good to
Yeah.
good to go. It's when you
Okay.
bring back the aki and you bring back stuff like that. The mango. One of my I'm gonna call her my aunt, but she was like my mother's stepsister.
Yeah.
She put the mango on her bra. And the guy says, "Where's the mango? Where?"
Probably can smell it too.
What mango? He said, "I can smell it. I can
Yeah.
smell it."
Oh wow.
Yep, you can smell it. I figured that. You probably smell it.
Oh my God.
Oh
She
wow.
went into her procedure, pulled the mango out and bit it and gave it to her.
Oh wow.
My mother just came back on her last trip, and when she got to the airport in Miami, they started looking at like, we appreciate you having all this, and we appreciate you declaring all of this, but you can't bring none of it into the country.
Yeah.
And they literally threw all her food stuff away, and a lot of stuff that she was trying to bring back that she was gonna plant. They got a big old trash can right there at the airport, and they dump it right in your face. They just dump it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
They
hey,
looking for
she
the
was sick. That's
Briscoe
all.
back.
Listen, she called me from Florida, and that's all she talked about for about a month. Every day she was like, "You believe them throw me stuff away?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I
I've
can't.
seen
I
them
can't
do
believe
it.
it.
I've seen them do it. They have that little and the lady, the man, because everybody bring back a little bit. Everybody does. The
Yeah.
man, the man opened his suitcase and he had breadfruit wrapped up. Now they ain't supposed to touch the breadfruit if it's cooked, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't have it cooked.
No, they
He
throwing
had
away
a
cooked
breadfruit
food.
wrapped in
They throwing away cooked food
plastic.
now.
Huh?
They throwing away cooked food now. You can't bring cooked
Really?
food now. Yeah, they throwing that away now.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Mona, you have a question in the chat.
I do.
Yes, you do, from Cases 55.
Mona, where did you get your melon? I answered her. You so late. I answered her. I grew it in my backyard.
But where
Okay.
did you get the seed from?
Oh, Demu.
Listen,
Okay,
what I
now
Demu.
did,
ask him.
Matter
Never
of fact,
mind. I
he
got
sent me
listen,
those seeds last year.
what I did
He
was
sent me a
when
whole bunch of seeds last year.
when people ask me for stuff, like let's say Mona asked me for a fig cutting. When I send the fig cutting, I always send bonus stuff. I said, well, you know what? I'm doing this. I'll send some Korean melon seeds, or I'll send some yellow watermelon seeds. I always send bonus stuff. Now, if the person uses it, great. If they don't use it, at least they got it.
Right. When people send me seeds, I drop the seeds. Now, it might not make it the first time around. That's why I don't say nothing. But I couldn't help this one. Look at here. But see, the thing was, I had dropped the seeds, right? And I didn't remember putting it over here in this bed. But I did put it in another bed. I marked it and everything, right? So I had these 2 melons out here in my bed that was volunteering. Everything that was in that bed was volunteers. All the melons and what else came up? Some cantaloupe was coming up over there, right? So when the melons came up, I was like, man, this looked like a squash, because I thought I had dropped squash from somebody else that sent me some squash. So I'm thinking it's squash. And I was like, what is this? Somebody tell me, what is it? I don't know what, I guess it's some squash. And so the first one, I thought I was catching it early. So I cut it all up and played all in it and smelled it and stuff. And, I wasn't for sure about it. So I was like, ain't nobody told me nothing. And I kept on messing around. Plus, I be messing around, I be doing research and stuff on here. And it just so happened this lady came up talking about the Korean melon. Baby, if I tell you, this is what I got out here. Then I went over, I was like, but I got that growing over there. And I know who sent me those seeds from over there. I know Demu did, right? So, I checked it out, I ate it, and then I had 2 more over there where I know the seeds Demu sent me, right? I know for sure. So that's when I got Demu, man, you didn't tell me what this is. I've been asking for days. What is this? What is this? And you didn't even come tell me what it is. Look, but now I know what it is. And I got one more to harvest out there. It's hanging. I'll show y'all. Because I'm about to pull it up.
And the thing about it is,
the
thing about it is, it's deceptive. If you see it on the ground, the way it grows, it looks like a squash. You would swear up and down it's a squash.
It's a squash.
And the tenderloins run. I mean, the vines run, and then what they do is the fruit comes on the side shoots.
Oh, really?
And they come. There's a lot. And to me, the best way to grow them, and you don't have to grow them on trellises, but I do, because that way I can easily spot them. But you can let it run on the ground if you want to.
This one here, I didn't know it was there. I just when it turned colors, that's when I saw it. I didn't know it was there. I was so busy looking at the one that was on the ground. I didn't know it was one hanging. I'm like, oh, I got one hanging. Look at here. I'll show y'all it tomorrow though, because I'm gonna go get it.
Do you have more flowers that look like they're gonna produce some more?
I'm gonna pull it because I don't like the way it look. It's like there's a lot of leaves that's brown and yellow and
It's dying back.
That's Texas.
and it happened, but that happened right after the storm.
Yeah,
So
it's dying back. That's what it is. It's dying back.
I'm gonna go on and pull it so I can go on and put that candy roaster up in there and see what that do before
I
my
got a
season
question
is
for
out.
y'all. Does anybody have any experience with delicata squash? Because mine is running all over the place. No fruit.
Wow.
No fruit. I
No.
get
No
flowers.
flowers
Maybe
or
it's too hot.
anything?
I get flowers. But no, I never get any. I have not gotten
You're
any
not
fruit.
getting no females.
I don't know what a male and a female look like. I just
A female is pregnant.
Right. A female, you're
Male
gonna see
ain't.
the actual fruit. A male, you're just gonna see a stick. So if you
Right.
got a bunch of sticks with flowers, cut them out. Cut some of them off. Just cut them
Okay.
off,
Take a
and it
third
will
of those
force the
off.
plant to produce females. Yeah.
okay.
Take a third
Because-
and
That thing is
then
all
cut back
over the
on your
place.
nitrogen. Cut back on the nitrogen that needs phosphorus and potassium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Man,
I had
Miss Peachnut, you know when you told me to do that, do you know I got peppers on top of peppers on top of peppers now?
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna
Yep.
use some bone meal. That's what I'll do.
You need to give it something
Oatmeal is
liquid though
good.
for
That's
right now.
what 15. That's 15, but I got mine is 58.
Whoa.
Try something like More Bloom by Alaska.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
an 858, 9 or 958, 8, something like that.
Yeah, you want to
What-
give
what-
it something immediately. You can give it the bone meal. But that's
What is
gonna
it
take
called? What was that first product, Gail, Miss Gail?
More Bloom, M-O-R-O,
Bloom.
I think it's MORBLOOM. It's
I
by
saw
like
some ads the other
Alaskan
day. I'm gonna get it
511
tomorrow.
people. It's the same company.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alaska. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Alaska More Bloom. You can get it from the Big Box store.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the bomb right there. You
I
got
never
58
seen
in the
that
middle.
one.
That's a 58 middle number.
Where you get that from?
The nursery.
958. Oh, okay.
The man told me that's what they use for the tree. So I was like, okay, if this is what y'all use for y'all trees, I'm gonna need that because I don't want my tree to go in shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just looked it up, Miss Gail. Alaska More Bloom is a 0-10-10.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that stuff
So
works.
no nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium or potassium. Excuse me.
If you want to, you can give us some diluted weak fish emulsion or something like that. Just a little bit nitrogen, but it needs more phosphorus and potassium.
Okay.
And that's
gonna
a
just
quick,
look
easy
tomorrow.
way to go to the big box store. Just go on ahead and go, unless you have a nursery like what Mona has. But that still would take a minute to work. But people need to understand is that liquid goes directly into it and starts working immediately, while the
Immediately,
granulars will take a minute to break down and start feeding.
We got
Don't
a
you got some
natural
chickens?
landscapes plates over here that sell. I hope they're still open. I haven't been there since before the the lockdown. I think they're still around.
Do you
I'll
use
go
your
and check.
chicken poop?
I don't use it. Not
You
yet.
don't?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
You
Why don't
gotta
you
take
take
that
it and
you
put
like
it
more than
aside?
You got to make sure chicken poop is broken down, though. It'll burn your plant.
Mhm.
Yeah, it will
Okay.
burn your plant. Mona,
Okay,
you
I
have
got
a
a question. I got a question because what I do with my rabbit poop, I want to know.
Hey, Albert.
Rabbit is very good.
Yeah, I use rabbit poop. You think if you take the chicken poop and put it in water and let it sit for a few days, still be too
It'll burn it.
it'll
It's
still
not
burn
broken
it?
down. Yeah, it takes a couple of months for chicken poop to break
Break
down.
down. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you put that up for God's desire to see, Mona?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you
See,
see
you just
it?
seeing it. I saw it already. I be paying attention to the chat. Hey, Albert.
So the two melons I used to grow was Korean melons and Minnesota midget melon. And midget grows about the same size or a little bit bigger than the Korean melon, right? The
Right.
problem is they are bland as hell. They are not
Wow.
sweet.
Oh, they not?
No, they smell good
Oh.
though. They smell real good. Let me
Now, which-
rephrase that. The ones that I've harvested have been very bland. I don't know if I've overwatered them so they haven't produced sugar in it. I don't know, but it's very, very bland.
Which
And
one
so
is that?
the
What about
Minnesota midget,
Oh,
What
okay.
about the Kajari melon?
I don't know nothing about that.
Miss Peach Nut?
I'm just growing it. I grew some last year, but I never got to taste one because somebody had that in the field, and I don't know what happened to it. But I'm growing some now, so I'll let you know.
But
Got
the
a lot of
Kajari,
Kajari, yeah.
I grew it last year.
How was it?
It was okay.
How big did it get?
Not big at all.
Okay.
About
You know,
the size of 2 fists.
Okay. I like personal size little melons. I say they're good because they'll come on in here and grow and you can harvest them early while you're waiting on the bigger melons to come. You still get some kind of melon that you can have for breakfast or, lunch or whatever. And you have something at least while you're waiting, 2 months or whatever for the bigger melons to grow. So I'm not mad at the smaller melons as long as they taste okay.
It's okay. It's pretty good. It's different, but
I grew the Sharon taste and
huh?
I grew the Sharon taste and the 1, 2, 3, the one that Miss Lisa had. She was showing on her video. So I got this from Miss Gail over at Georgia Peach Nut. But the thing about it, when you grow those small melons, you have to make sure you don't put them in the same area as your big melons because they are going to mature faster, and you won't see them. And next thing you know, they're busted wide open. So I would just tell you, and I forgot to tell her, make sure you grow it aside by itself because so you can see it because they grow fast and they grow a lot. They're very plentiful, and it would give you melon while you're waiting on the other melons. But if you don't watch them, they would get big and fat, especially behind the rain, and they'll pop open.
Wow.
So, but I like the small ones because you can eat those while you're waiting on the bigger ones. And I'm going to start probably doing the 1, 2, 3 over again because I still have enough time. I think we have about August, September, October. We have about almost 3 months left growing season.
Yeah, that's why I want to go on and drop them pumpkins. Them We Be Little.
I have not had any luck with pumpkins, and I want them so bad because they store well. But
Y'all can have them pumpkins and Miss Washburn.
They
They
about
love
that
pumpkins. Huh?
I was asking her, was that the ones about that size?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not for sure, but I want to find out.
Mona,
They
I sent you Jamaican pumpkin seeds, didn't I?
Yes, you did. I haven't dropped them seeds yet.
America, I will send you Jamaican pumpkin seeds. Them things are fire. They work their way, and that's straight from
They
Jamaica.
fired. Don't have me dropping that seed tomorrow.
Hey, do
we
you?
those things grow
I just put
in
a
the
trellis out
field.
there.
We used to walk by one when we were walking down to the beach. We walked through this field, right? And the pumpkin was right there. It was green. I could see it right now. And we said, it's not time yet. It's not good yet. It's not good yet. And somebody harvested that pumpkin. It was gone. If you don't pick it, somebody else will get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I have.
It's out in the open.
So what I'm growing this year is it's called calabaza. It's predominantly in the Caribbean. So it's the Puerto Ricans call it something else, but we call it Jamaican pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm growing a Japanese pumpkin this year called Kalbusa. It's small, and I actually bought it from the Asian market and saved the seeds. Man, that pumpkin is so sweet. It has like a nutty sweet flavor.
Mm.
So I have it going. I have two of them going right now. So I'm 48 days into the growth period, and I have 89 days left in my growth cycle. So hopefully, knock on wood, and it doesn't get big. It gets about this big. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you one. Hold on.
Hey, Bud
That's
Files,
the
how you doing?
band.
Thank you
That's
for
the
coming.
band. To start the visor. Duval. And I just did that while we was on live. You can do this in an hour or two. But not
Oh,
the
okay.
band. I'm saying the band is just a few minutes. It's that part. See, now I gotta go and get the other ball and put two balls together and do it. There's gotta be
Jamaica,
two
do you
of them so
crochet?
they can firm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you crocheting too?
What do you mean? Two
You
two of them
crochet?
firm?
Mhm.
Okay.
Awesome!
I come from a
That's what I'm
Jamaican
talking about.
family. They wouldn't let me leave the porch.
So this is the size of my hand right here,
Yeah.
and this is it right here.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's
What
it.
is that?
That's a kalbuza. I think it's a Japanese pumpkin. It's this small.
Oh, I think I got some seed.
I've
That's
seen
nice.
But this
Oh,
pumpkin
wow.
right here is sweet, and it got a
This-
nut flavor. It is, man.
Okay,
So how?
okay. So
What
when you
color
cook
does
it,
it
how
turn
you cook
when
it?
it's done? When it's ready to be harvested?
This is done right here.
Oh, that's done.
Is that the one that's orange inside?
Excuse me?
It's orange inside, right?
Yeah, it's orange inside.
Yeah.
So how you
Wow.
cook it?
You cook it however you want to cook it. You can boil it in soup. I do it in soups, or you can bake it. All I do for baking is I split it, scrape the seeds out, and I take grapeseed oil. I wipe it on the inside, on all the exposed areas, and the outside skin face down, and let it bake for 20 minutes. And then test it with your fork. If your fork goes through the skin, not the actual
Ready.
flesh, the skin, you know it's
Yeah.
ready. And
That's
this pumpkin
butternut
right here,
squash.
this pumpkin right here, one of the most nutrient parts of it is the skin. But I don't eat this skin because I didn't grow this myself. I bought this one in the store. Now the
Okay.
ones that I'm growing out in my yard,
Yeah.
skin and everything gonna be eaten. But
Yeah.
this one I just eat the internal flesh.
Okay.
What's the name again?
I'll put it in the chat because I want to make sure I give you the right name.
Well, that's a nice
Where can we
person
get
size
seeds?
pumpkin. He said he gonna put it in the chat.
Calabash. You're muted. Oh, he's gone now. I'm looking at two different screens.
I was like, he muted. He's not muted.
He ain't even there no more. Yeah, because down here he just moved.
Oh man, I gotta find that other ball. Doggone.
So, Jamaica, you have like a place where a room where you put all of your canned goods that you canned yourself.
I don't right now. I have them all over the place.
Okay.
I hide them. Like if you come in the house, you won't see them, but they're there.
I know you canned those okra. You canned your okra the other day.
This is the okra right here.
Okay.
I can everything. I can chicken. I can fish. I can callaloo. What else have I canned?
Okay.
Turnip greens. Shoot, I even canned the sweet potato, the sweet potato leaves that I harvested the other day.
Oh,
A couple
okay.
weeks ago. I canned that because
Wow.
there's no way I could eat all that stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste it because winter's gonna come and there ain't gonna be nothing growing. So I try to get at least as much as I can. If I have the bottles available, I go ahead and can it because I told myself I ain't buying no more bottles.
You
I
don't
have
grow in the
some.
wintertime?
Huh?
You don't grow in the wintertime?
I do, but the things that you grow in the wintertime are not the same as the things that you grow in the summer. I
Right.
don't grow okra in the wintertime. I grow
You
the
can't.
brassicas, and I grow
Right.
the cauliflower, the broccoli, the cabbage, the turnips. That's what I grow in the wintertime. But
Okay.
Green leafy vegetables.
this stuff I can't grow in the
Have you
wintertime.
already dropped your seeds?
I have videos on it. I already have seedlings over there. Let me see. I have my cauliflower growing. I have, what is that? I have cauliflower, kale, Swiss chard, and what else do I have? Collard greens. Collard greens. I know it's summer, but I'm gonna try to grow them as long as I can.
Yeah.
Hey, Val, the name of the pumpkin is kabocha.
Yeah, I
K-A.
got that.
Okay. Some people call it a squash pumpkin. It's the same thing.
Kabocha.
Japanese kabocha squash.
Yeah. Yep, I got that.
Kabocha. And there's plenty of video if you put it in online. But I go to the Asian folks that grow, and they have all kind of videos on tropical technique. Now, Jamaica, I got a question for you. Your okra, how do you know? Because like me, I got my okras in. Again, my stuff been in the ground 48 days. My root is so thick, but I have not seen a flower. I have not seen an okra. I'm like, where you at? Wake up.
Ah, really?
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm sure people have seen it on my garden updates, but they're huge. Just ain't seen none yet. Maybe just not time yet, but
What kind of okra did you plant? Because I got Clemson spineless and Motherland okra growing out there.
I think it's Clemson Clemson spineless. It's the green ones.
So
How do you like the Motherland okra?
I don't care for it.
Mm-mm.
It's so to answer your question, once they start producing a lot.
Yeah, they
The
don't stop.
flowers are really pretty. Maybe you need to put some fertilizer down for the flowers.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, but and you know what I think? I think it's just too soon. It's only 48 days. I track my growth,
okay.
so they've only been 48 days. But
It's getting plenty of sun.
obviously I have it in a great location because they are growing like crazy.
They get
they
sun
will.
because they like
They
sun.
will.
They got full sun. They start getting sun starting from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way till 6 o'clock.
It might be too much.
So they get 8 hours of sun. No, it's perfect for them because
That's what you say, but
I have a couple
Mine
things
are in
in
full
this
sun.
growing. I have in that box. I have cucumbers, tomatoes, basil, and the kombucha squash and the okra. And I'm just thinking I'm early. But the funny thing is, I grew that same okra before, but I grew it in containers, and it didn't get as thick as it is now, and it was producing like crazy.
But when you do it in a pot, you know that there's more nutrients in potting soil than there is in the ground. So if you're doing it in ground, you might have to wait a little bit longer. Mine were producing. When did I put those things in the ground? February, March. They've been in there a while.
And as far as okra, I can't deal with the slime, so I only do them. I only put it in soups. I chop them up and put them in. Yeah, I can't do the slime.
So you can get rid of the slime if you fry the okra or if you put it in the oven.
All I
away.
do with my okra is put them in soups.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I see people online frying them and doing different things to them just to go through the act of cut. That's why I have to do it fresh. I can't cut it up if it gets soggy because I can't stand. You know, we all have our pet peeves, and that's one of mine. I can't stand that slime.
Oh.
So I'll freeze them first. When they're frozen, then I chop them up real quick before they start thawing. And then once I got them, I refreeze them.
If you batter them and fry them, there's no
No,
slime.
I just put them in soups. And when you
I
put them in
battered and fried them, and I still taste slime.
Really?
Mm,
Oh,
Unless
When
I
you
eat
put
the
them in
very
soup,
tip. The very
when I
tip
put them
I
in
don't.
soups,
I love okra. I can eat it straight off the stalk. As a matter of fact, I have on camera a couple of
I've
times.
seen people do that. I've seen people just pull them off and eat them like candy.
That's
I love it fried. I have to have mine fried.
I like okra, period. I like it fried in soup.
I like mine dehydrated.
See, Dehydrated is good too.
Dehydrated.
That's good too.
It's like chips. Make it like chips, put some oil and season on it, dehydrated, and baby.
I have to
You
do it
know,
real
you know what I
fast.
like dehydrated? Kale. I like because I do kale chips. I like them.
Yeah, I like that too.
Just put a little bit of salt and black pepper on it. Good to go.
But to answer your question, Duval, the motherland okra, I eat okra raw. So I've taken a piece of Clemson spineless and ate that and broke off a piece of the motherland okra. And the motherland okra don't taste good. It don't have a sweet taste. It doesn't really have a taste at all. It just looks different.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I usually plant it every year. I didn't do it this year.
it Clemson spineless tastes way better. Way
Right.
better.
I have my burgundy okra. It came up, but my Clemson not doing anything. The leaves just keep falling off of it.
Oh, mine is doing, but you know, my Clemson spineless is not from this. It's from seed that I had last year. So all of the Clemson spineless that got woody, I just put it out and dried it, and I put the seed down. I didn't know if it was going to grow, but apparently they are very prolific because those are the second set of seeds. It's not. It's the seeds that I harvested last year.
What is
So
that?
these are the Clemson spineless that I grow, and I've had these seeds since 2019, and it's still working.
They still work.
Yeah, they work.
And I mean, the pack is still full of seeds because I may only use 4 or 5 seeds for the whole season.
Oh.
That's it.
I planted a whole
And
bunch.
then
of them.
as I go, I always leave one okra to go to seed, meaning grow brown, and then
Right,
you know,
right.
I always leave one. Everything I grow, I always sacrifice one to go to seed.
Oh, see, yeah.
Very
Oh,
good.
Me too. More than one.
I always do one. I've already identified the one cucumber that's gonna go to seed. It's already getting big. I'm gonna track it because I said I was gonna do a thing where I'm gonna do shorts showing people it going from green to yellow to brown
Dante.
because a lot of people have never
Sorry.
seen a fully ripe cucumber, and
Mhm.
a fully ripe cucumber, the color goes to brown. That's the last thing
I
for it.
have one over here.
And add some shrimp to it, girl. Look at here. Don't you start nothing. There won't be nothing over here.
What you say?
I can't wait till my okra start producing.
You know, I bought one. No, I didn't buy it in the cup. I germinated a red okra. And I put it in one of those little cups you get from the big box store. And it stayed in there so long till it started producing okra in the
You know what? You know what, Miss
I got
Gail?
a question.
Reading is fundamental. I said, and here I am asking questions about okra, and I'm just now sitting here reading the pack, and it says you won't start seeing fruit till day 60. I'm at day 48.
Oh,
Okay.
And that's
Imagine if I had read that, huh?
Now you know. Now
Now
you
we
know.
know.
You getting close. It's getting
Yeah,
close.
is that the
But
clip?
you know what? You saying it it's big,
Clemson
so
spineless.
when the day 60, get ready. You gonna be harvesting every day.
Yeah, it says you're supposed to start noticing fruit between day 55 all the way to day 65, and then from there it just takes off. Wow.
Yeah, every time you harvest, initially it'll be real slow. You get like, you know, three or four okra, and then it'll turn into 15, and 15 turn into 20. Now I'm getting like a half a bag of okra every day because you have to go out there every day, or you're gonna have woody okra.
Yeah,
And I was
and
getting mad at myself when that.
I actually got
Right.
three plants.
So guys,
Are you growing any sorrel?
Yes, but I haven't gotten any sorrel yet. I planted 4 sorrel seeds, and they're in there. I mean, they're like on the front of the okra. They're the stalks are red. I know what they look like because I planted it last year, but I haven't gotten any sorrel yet. But last year I didn't get any sorrel till the end of the summer, so I'm not worried about it.
Be patient and wait. Yeah.
Every time I've grown it, I've never got sorrel. I've seen them come in right before the frost take them. Every year. because of
I usually get mine usually be like the end of September or sometime around October.
Mhm. It take a long time.
They say it
because
takes
you know
6
storm is a
months.
winter drink.
It said it
Dr.
takes 6
Anthony said
months for
she
it to
just
Takes 6
succession
months.
planted her okra. So she just succession planted her okra.
yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
So you just dropped some more okra seeds, is what you're saying?
I did too.
You did? Don't
Yeah.
tell me I can go drop some more okra seeds and I'm good.
oh, you got time, Mama.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
plenty
you
of
got
time.
time.
Texas.
We ain't really talking to you in
No.
in America. We're not really talking to y'all.
I got
This
questions though.
conversation is not for
Wow.
y'all.
Since I got time, Miss Peachnut, you can grow through me. You know that, right? Just
Yeah,
go
man.
out there and drop them seeds.
God desire says that yes, Mona, she just dropped the seed.
Okay. So I'm gonna go on out there and drop me some more seeds because they acting kind of fun. Well, actually, what happened was I was doing an experiment because we have a lot of heat, because we getting ready to run into them hundreds, right?
Ooh,
yeah.
y'all bad.
So I was looking at I dropped the okra seeds up under my mulberry tree,
Okay.
so it's shaded.
They don't like shade.
Well,
Where in the world you put the okra?
over here at my house, it's
go.
not shaded off where I had them before. They had partial shade, and they did really, really good. I couldn't keep up with them in partial shade.
Oh, wow.
The sun over here at my house burns up everything in its path
Yeah.
because, like a lot of places where I live at, it rains all around me. It doesn't rain here.
Mhm.
When I get rain, I'm happy. Other people be calling me, "Did you get some rain?" No, I ain't get no rain. We got some rain. Okay, I ain't get none. It didn't. The sun was shining. My friend on the other side of the bridge, it's raining over here, girl. You get some? No, I ain't get no rain.
We don't get
None.
it.
I ain't get no cloud.
America
It's
got
been
plenty of rain. We
raining.
use America.
We don't
It's
get
been
it.
had those
raining here
potatoes
since
in the ground.
yesterday.
It
And
was so
you
bad last year that the foundations of people's houses cracked.
whoa.
Whoa.
That's how bad it was out here. So
Yes.
I know
hopefully
you doing your
this
potato
year has been
harvest.
okay so far. We've been getting decent. I don't have it. Remember how the ground was opening last year?
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
So what did y'all do about that? I showed you the video when your ground was opening up. What happened?
They don't do nothing about that. And they tell you not to water because it's a drought. It's a
It's a
drought.
drought. Yeah, you can only drought a certain time.
And
then
they say stage 4, don't
you
water.
can't reserve water
Right.
because of the mosquitoes.
Well, ladies, I'm gonna step down and let y'all continue. I enjoyed y'all.
Well, thank
Appreciate
you for
you.
coming out.
Good night. Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
night. Thank
I will
you.
be in the chat.
Appreciate you.
Talk to you.
All right.
Thank you so
Jamaica,
much.
send me an email. My
I
email
will.
is actually on about me on my page. Just send me an email.
Okay.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Thank you,
All
D.
right.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I saw that when you said the ground was parted and opened up. I said they're gonna swallow the house and be careful stepping around down there.
This at the beginning in spring of this year, all I could hear was jackhammers all around me.
Ooh,
And the
wow.
water company actually threatened me last year and told me that I was using too much water.
What?
Oh yeah. And you saw my ground.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was watering my foundation because I was like, I don't want to go through that, rigmarole of them coming in here and pulling up all the floors and
Right.
pasting my house back together. So
Exactly. I was wondering, man, how is that going to get resolved? You got the ground actually opening up. You literally showed where it was cracking.
Wow.
it opened up enough for me to step inside.
Yeah, I saw you. Mhm.
I mean, it was bad last year. I hope that never happens again.
I know. Wow. And they're monitoring you, what you're doing, how much water you're using.
They told me that I was using too much water.
So did they
Wow.
know by your water bill, or were they walking
The
around
water
looking?
company told me that. Yep.
Whoa.
And I was like, shoot, y'all
So
need
does
to do
that mean
some
you got a
reverse
leak somewhere,
osmosis or
maybe?
something. Huh?
Maybe you got a leak somewhere.
No, I was watering my garden and my
Oh,
house.
oh. Water in the house too?
My house. I was watering my foundation.
Oh,
To keep
Yeah.
it from cracking and caving in.
Yeah.
wow.
Is either
Amen.
disobey them or save your house. Which
Okay.
one is gonna be?
It is what it is.
Mhm. So I'm gonna say we have a countdown of 10 minutes.
Alrighty then. Thank you.
Okay.
Jamaica, will you tell everybody about yourself, who you are, and about what you do in your
Hello,
garden?
my name is Jamerica, and my channel's name is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. If you want to look for me, it's at Jamerica Life, JAMERICALIFE. And my videos are mostly about gardening, but also preparedness as far as going and getting your own eggs, dealing with chickens, canning your own food, how to make your own food, because I noticed that a lot of people do not know how to prepare food during the lockdown. A lot of people were buying this canned stuff. And in my opinion, you're a lot better off when you do it yourself. And it's also cheaper. So that's what my channel is about, preparedness and how to prepare things for yourself and become more self-sufficient and less reliant on other people doing things for you.
Lots to learn from Miss Jamaica over there, you guys. Please check her out. You will learn a lot in considering what we are going through and witnessing in today's world. Don't get stuck behind the door. And don't get, when you have this information right here that's available to you to teach you how to survive and what to do in case of emergencies, these are very good sources. She keeps it real. And she gives you a free song. You don't charge for it.
No charge.
This lady got 30 chickens, you guys. Come on.
Look, like I said, do you know my email address yet?
No, I have it. You emailed me.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
night,
So
Rashida. Thank you so much, Rashida.
look, I won't be your first customer now. On the
That's
serious
only
note.
because you live close to her. Somebody else in the chat said they were going to be the second customer.
Milan Diva says she want to be the second. She stay up the street from me, so me and her can ride together to look.
Girl, they get ready to raise your chicken coop.
Look here.
You may have
We
to
ain't
go.
playing. We not playing. We serious.
Well, you know, the tractor, not Tractor Supply, the place I go to, the weed and seed store that I go to up the street, they have chickens and they sell the eggs. Those eggs are about $6 a dozen.
Wow.
But they're fresh eggs though.
Fresh.
You know, fresh. I'd rather get the fresh eggs for $6. And they sell milk. I think I saw some milk up there too. They have a little freezer when you put a refrigerator. As soon as you walk in, there's a refrigerator sitting right there. And when they have the eggs available, $6 a dozen. I'd rather do that. Go to the grocery store and get those eggs. And Lord knows how long they've been sitting there and how they were processed.
Yeah, they've been there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And so
And how do they get them so clean is my question.
yes, that's the other thing. And without
They're
breaking
too
them, how do they
perfect.
clean those eggs? How do they clean the eggs?
They're too
And
perfect.
I heard that you're not supposed to clean the eggs, leave them sitting out, and you're not
You're supposed
supposed to
to
clean them
bloom
until you're ready to what?
Eat them.
Eat them. So you say because of the what? It's called what?
The bloom.
The
The
bloom.
bloom. So when a chicken lays an egg, you know how we have the embryonic sac around the baby?
Right.
The same thing happens with the egg. There's actually a coating on the exterior of the egg that keeps it fresh. That's why when a chicken lays an egg, it could sit out for that long. It won't go bad for weeks. But if you wash the bloom off, you have to eat it within a week or two, or it'll go bad.
Right.
So
Okay.
you leave the bloom on so you can store it
You
out.
don't have to put it in the refrigerator. I have
Yeah,
eggs sitting out right here. You could leave them sitting out for a couple of weeks. If you put them in, you can put them in the refrigerator. When you put it in the refrigerator, that stops the egg from becoming a chick, because if it's real warm, you might get an egg that's got blood
You
in it or
might get a
something.
chicken.
But if you put the if you put the egg with the bloom in the refrigerator, it kills the embryo and the chick won't start developing. I've never had it where I had an egg that had any, weird looking stuff in it, because I only leave mine out for maybe a day or two, and I go and harvest the eggs every day. So I don't give my chickens the opportunity to become broody. I get them out of there and put them in a bowl over here for a day or two until I get enough to put in a carton, and then I just put them in the carton in the refrigerator, and that kills the embryo, or it stops the embryo process.
But the bloom is still around it.
I never wash them. Yeah, I never washed them off. I did it
Okay.
one time when I was out at the other place. I'll never do that again. Never.
Yeah.
So
We just
when
take
they,
ours and put them in the refrigerator in the carton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because you have chicken, right, Duval? Okay, so how many eggs do your chickens produce a day?
Well, I only have one right now, one hen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's not doing any producing because she had an egg fertilizer.
Yeah, she produce like every day.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they so. Where does the rooster come in? I'm confused.
The rooster is the protector, and the rooster fertilizes the eggs so you can have chicks.
So you can have the chick. Okay. So she's gonna
You
lay
don't
eggs
need a
anyway.
rooster. You don't need
Right.
a rooster if you just want eggs. You just
Right.
need
Right.
a hen.
It'll just be
Right.
an unfertilized egg.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
Now I know. So
Now you know.
yeah. Now
You can get you some chicks now.
what you say?
You can get you some chicks now.
What you talking about, Willis?
Go and get you some chickens.
When we first moved here, my honey wanted chicken, and I was like, But after everything started going left, I said, honey, we need some chickens. When I went to the grocery store and stood over there in the dairy department, and I was looking at the price of eggs, they were going crazy with the price of eggs. And I was standing there, and another lady came, and she stood next to me. And then another lady came and stood on my left, and we all were just staring at the eggs.
Looking.
What was going on with the egg prices? We just stared at them. You know,
The
I was
reason
like,
we got chickens because my husband, the guy had told my husband that they laid blue eggs, and he didn't believe him. So we got chicks just to see, and then I went and got some bantams that laid a real little teeny peach eggs. So then we had like blue, peach, and brown. So now I have just a little. They're like a light brown.
oh, okay. Well, I tell people now, like you said, once you wash the balloon off, then it's dated for real. So they put the date on the carton of eggs as to when it will expire. One thing that I do know, they do have to move those eggs. They have to move them because of the expiration date. And one thing I do know as well, you can tell when the egg is going bad because you put it in some water, so you can stand on its head or it's gonna float.
Yeah, it'll
So,
float.
right. I tell people leave them eggs alone. That's all right. They're gonna get the message because they got to move those eggs.
Yeah.
They have got to move those eggs. So they started coming down with the price of the eggs because a lot of people was like, okay, I just leave them there. Because you pick the
Yeah.
carton up and has expiration date on that, and then I tell everybody, you go home, check your eggs, put them in that water,
To see it, yeah.
see if it's floating or if it stands on its end. If it does, take it back.
Yeah.
When you
See,
enough people take that stuff back, they'll stop.
They supposedly had went up on the price of the eggs because of that bird flu.
They
So
created
that's what
things.
the excuse was.
Yeah.
But
Because
They
they're
always
still
come up
going
with
on,
the raise
Duval.
prices.
They're still going on. The
I
birth
know.
was
All right,
still going
ladies.
on.
Yeah. You have to just decipher
Philomena.
that for yourself.
What is your problem?
You talking to your dog?
Yeah, she's over here moaning.
She want to go outside.
10 minutes up.
I think she got an ear infection.
Oh, Lord. You know, you get some, maybe get some medicine. She's gonna give you some of them herbs out her garden. America will cook some up for her.
I
Well,
think I'm
you
gonna have to take her
gotta-
to the vet. I ain't got nothing for her. It ain't
So,
Oh,
so how
Lord.
far away are you from Houston?
about 3 hours.
Oh, you up in Dallas?
No, I'm not in Dallas.
That's about as far as Dallas. Look.
I told you I'd meet you in LaGrange. Or
Okay,
Katy.
okay. Katie, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I should have said Katy. Katy is.
Your night
I was
be
going
mean.
to say,
Thank
Katie
you so
close
much.
to me. We like you say, LaGrange. I don't
God
know where that's
desires
at,
to put
but
castor oil on the
that's a good
dog's
place.
ear.
Put some castor oil.
That's
Yeah.
what she said.
On the
Mhm.
dog's
Okay.
ear. That's what she said. Well, I hate to send Miss Peach Nuts thing out, but she said 10 minutes, and
Yeah, you
we
did
at the
good.
10-minute mark.
We
Yeah.
want to thank you so much for coming. Jamaica, you have enlightened this whole thing. You and DeLu and Miss Rochita, we thank you all for coming and visiting with us.
Yeah.
We shall have you again.
Great
I'm so
time.
glad you accepted. So
Thank you.
informative. And so, Miss
Great.
Mona, I'll let you text us. La. Thank you. Good night, Mona.
Miss Duval.
Duval, City Girl Gardener, thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Miss
I'll see
Jamaica.
you guys in the garden. And
Thank
Miss
you, guys.
America. Tell everybody good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Mona,
It takes patience to be in the garden.
are we going to have our music?